All right, folks, it is time for the panel show. I have guests who, one at least isn't in the description, but let's go. Welcome to the show. All right, here we all are. It's Mo. It is Happily Angry Lawyer. It is Digger 420.
Hi,
and it's
everyone.
Vice Baby. And welcome you guys over at YouTube. Welcome over at Rumble. And welcome you all at X. And all the guests here are more than welcome to stream to their own channels. Especially Jim over here, because he has 462 subscribers and needs more. And
I don't know how. I can't.
You see up in the corner it says stream to your viewers or to your channel. Do you have that?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna break something. We'll do it next time.
Yeah. Okay. All right. First of all, hello, folks over at the chat. I see Gidi, I see Wim, I see Val, I see Equality. Yeah, I know. You're here for Connor. We all know. You're never here voluntarily anymore.
That rubber arm.
And every do and everybody, and this will be interesting. It will be fun. I don't have a subject. People can and will talk about what they want, and but I think I will start off by everybody. Just introduce yourself. Let's go the clockwise. Mo, who are you?
Oh, well, I'm glad you told us who we were going to go first, because I was like, you know me in directions. Nick, this was a terrible choice. Hi, I'm Mo in the Deep End, and I'm not an alcoholic, but I'm trying real hard. Oh, wait, this is the wrong club. Hi, I'm Mo from Mo in the Deep End. I do Mornings with Mo, which is the best damn source of news you never knew that you always sort of needed. All the news, none of the politics, none of the Mesopotamia or the Meso-Ukrainia, and then, law and crime, and then the most absurd stories ever, like, what's the best sex furniture? Handy-capable sex. We did cover today.
That IKEA's new line of furniture is quite interesting.
I need to know for a friend.
And then we have the deer in the headlights. Hello, Jim, also known as Happily Angry Lawyer.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Who are you?
I don't know. I just started tweeting, and one thing led to another. Started getting invitations for these things, but I got really mad at the YSL trial, and I started yelling into the void, and eventually somebody listened, and so working on that now. And I don't know. You'll find out. I'll be here for a while.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we will grab you and drag you into the chaos. Don't you worry. Yes. Don't you worry.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. Digger 420. I haven't seen you in a good while. Good to see you again.
Thank you. It's very good to see you guys. I'm Digger 420. My main shows are Monday and Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 Eastern. You guys can all do your other maths. But I chat with my friends who may be streamers or maybe just other friends from chat on Mondays. And then on Thursdays, I hang out and I chat with my chat. So I do a lot of talking. I like to hang out.
Okay. And then we have Vice Baby, who we had no idea who you were a few months ago. And sadly, now we do. If for you who don't know, for anybody out there who don't know, introduce yourself, please.
Well, my name is Connor, also known as Vice Baby, or whatever you want to call me. I just tell people stories. I read books to people to sleep, I guess, every night. Every Saturday, I just do like a little chill stream, checking up with my supporters and audience, see how they're doing, and
Hmm.
maybe I'll do some game.
And he's frozen.
And he froze.
Yeah. All right. And he's unfrozen. Okay. And okay, Mr. Jingles is having an only cats moment behind me here. I'll just lean over this way because this is not that kind of show.
I give up on my girls. They just do what they do.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have any parts left because, yeah, of reasons, but he still enjoys it.
Still plays.
Mine's sleeping on the couch right now, so he's living his best life.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, let's one of the big subjects this week for you who may not have followed it, but on Twitter it's kind of impossible to not notice. The 43-second video was published, and with Abby and Libby. The last we heard from the girls, and it is infuriating me that this was withheld from the. I understand if it was sealed, but the misrepresentations about that video from the prosecutors, from the court, to some degree even from the defense. We were told it was so bad it needed enhancing. The audio, the video, everything needed enhancing. It was in court as enhanced. And it was so bad that they allowed a witness to narrate the video to the jury. Now, Jim, is that usually allowed, that a witness is allowed to narrate a video shown to the jury?
Yeah, this isn't even like a law school thing. This is just like a common sense thing. No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure you can't do that. The video has to speak for itself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at a loss for. I don't have anything to add. I don't have anything insightful. Just no.
Yeah. I keep saying that to people. That's not supposed to happen. A judge should say, "Oh, no. The defense shouldn't even have to object to it. It's an unforced error, in my opinion."
Yeah, I think you can like stipulate to it, but if the state and defense wanted to stipulate to it, but it doesn't sound like that's what happened.
No, and sad because Judge Gull refused to. Well, it wasn't televised. No cameras, no electronics. All we have are the people who got into the courtroom and their reporting of it. And depending on which side they were on, it was vastly different.
Yeah, I discovered Judge Gull for the first time this week.
Oh,
I saw that one order that I think you commented on it. It was something about toxic publicity, or I don't know what it was.
Yeah, when she finally, the order that finally pay me $25 and I will send out 125 gig thumb drives to people. Yeah. And that order was, I've seen, the sad part is, without everything else, that is horrible. But with everything else, by her standard, it was quite good. It's that bad. And then I learned that order came a while ago. So people have sent in $25 for like a month or so, and nobody still have the thumbsticks.
Oh, that's not good.
We need to check Joel's Temu cart, because I'm thinking someone's got like an entire Temu couch on order.
Yeah, gorilla couch.
Now this judge, I mean, I for a comparison, I would love to have Judge Bev instead of Judge Gull. Because in comparison, in my opinion, Judge Bev is a wonder of impartiality. If you don't know who Judge Bev is, that is the Karen Reed case.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm bad with names.
Yeah, it is really, really that bad. But we finally saw the video, and it never needed any enhancing. We
No.
can hear what is being said. We can make out the words as long as we listen, and good headphones and stuff like that. But the jury was only allowed to listen to it once. They weren't allowed. They asked to listen to it again during
How can they not
deliberations,
be
and they were
allowed to
denied.
listen? How is that not possible? The jury, they need to examine the evidence and judge.
I wish I could answer that question, except that it's in par with everything Judge Gull has done in that trial. No, you heard it in more or less according to the reports from the people who were there. They were denied because they already heard it.
Apparently they didn't. They're asking to hear it again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I do wonder if that was something that the jury asked, because in Indiana, we are allowed to ask questions behind each specific witness. If that was something where Judge Gull already, put her finger on the scale and said, no, I'm afraid you only listened to it once and you have to evaluate from there.
But from
After
memory.
consultation with McClelland, based on every other decision-making tool she's used thus far, I do wonder if that was something that the jury brought up in those, question periods, and they were told no.
Yeah. No, I mean, when I did my first video, I was so convinced it was the enhanced one. But since then, I've learned, no, according to the defense, no, that's the original one. So it's that good quality that apparently that's the original. Now, it needs, so another thing, I felt cheated on, lied to about this video.
Well, and the distance between the man and, bridge guy, I had assumed he was like beyond where we could physically have seen him unless they didn't, scrunchify him.
Yeah.
And
so I don't
you play
understand.
them side by side, and you're like, it looks like the enhanced version distorts him more. What are we doing here?
Yeah. So I feel really and we will now, when the appellate lawyers have filed the I almost said the lotion of appeal, but
Well, it is Judge Gull's
it is
courtroom, so
Judge
it
Gull,
puts the
and
lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
yeah. So, but once this was filed, now it's out of her hands. Finally, 4 months after the verdict, 3 months after the sentencing, it's finally out of her hands. For now. Because if the appeal is successful, guess what? It's right back to Judge Gull. I'm not because I'm not even a US-based lawyer, and I definitely am not an appellate lawyer. Depending on the opinion of the appeals court, can a judge be changed? I'm asking you, Jim, because at the moment you're the only US-based lawyer here.
I mean, I've never dealt with that situation, but I'm sure if the appellate court found some kind of misconduct on the judge's part, that would be the basis to, I don't know, move to recuse the judge or something like that. I mean, I'm sure the appellate court could order the judges to be changed, but I don't know if they would do that on their own or just provide a basis for that.
Now we have later on, we might have an appellate lawyer on. Steve Gosney might show up. He is currently at work, but he said, send me the link, and if I had time.
I see him in the chat.
Oh, he's where? Where are you? There he is.
Doing all this stuff in chat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Video evidence speaks for itself. That late testimony about its content invades the responsibility of the. Yeah, they denied the jury the right to be fact finders by narrating the video, but Judge Gull allowed it. And reportedly, Judge Gull has close to 50% overturn rate on appeal. I have a hard time believing that because I don't see a judge surviving that kind of appeal rate, overturn rate. But even if it's 5%, it's 5 times more than a normal judge. So, and she was still appointed as a special judge over this case. So apparently, she has the trust of higher court, because I do believe in Indiana it's the Supreme Court that does the appointing of special judge. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe Britchka is judge's relative. Everybody is related to everybody in Delphi, Indiana.
Yeah, that's not a stretch.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It reminds me of where I grew up, which is more or less the Swedish version of the Appalachian Mountains. Yeah, you have to perform some kind of 23andMe before you date anybody up there. Now, Delphi, Indiana is the biggest town in not Carroll County or whatever the county is, with 3,000 people. 96. Wow. Yeah, it's not. It's really, really small. Oh. I think the entire county has less than 10,000. It's really, really tiny.
My little town that I live in has 42,000 odd people. And it's a small town. We're rural.
Yeah. Me and Mo walked through that town. I mean, 2 cripples waddled through that town in 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And then Mo led me down, I don't know, kangaroo patch or something of the sort.
I don't know why you did. I told you I was reincarnated like the head of the Donner Party, and yet you still followed me like I knew what I was doing.
Yeah, it sounds like that one's on you, Nick. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you don't follow a woman, especially redheads, into the forest. That's
when
on
you saw me doing directions like this should have been a sign not to follow.
It looked very professional how you do it. I was like, I know what I'm talking about right here.
Wait, I've got to find out which way north is.
Yeah. Now, we have this perfectly graveled, with nice gravel path. No, let's go down this where deer don't go.
And you, as the man, should have said, no, you're a woman.
Silly lady. What are you doing?
I have 4 sisters and Miss Viking. I know better than tell a woman no.
Fair enough.
True. No, but I mean, everybody in who knows something about that case believe that the Monon High Bridge, that's outside of town. It must be half an hour out. No, we drove there in 3 minutes.
Okay.
It is.
So it's all a lot closer to town than they let on.
Yeah, and you can hear the main road. You hear people. And also one thing that I noticed with this 43-second video, you can hear traffic on the video.
Oh.
Because it's in the middle of 2:13 p.m. on February 13th, 2017. Of course there's traffic, and you hear the traffic. Yeah. There are no leaves anywhere. Voices travel.
Yeah.
So it's so infuriating. says, leaving work soon. Will be about an hour, but I hope to drop by to say hello to my friend, kind of like the Vikings did to the British Isles. Yeah. That's a choice. You don't have to do it. I mean, we kind of have laws against those kind of hello travels to other countries.
Yes,
I
nowadays.
mean, I don't think it was approved of back then either, though.
Well,
yeah.
whose laws are we going to follow? It was probably the guy with the most men behind him.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other way it is.
Mm.
Sure is here in Canada. We were appointed a new prime minister in just the wildest way possible. It's who you know and how much money you've got these days.
Yeah, he's the old banker for the Great Britain Bank or something.
Yeah, he
and here I
broke
was
our
guessing
Bank of
Jell-O
Canada. He broke ours and then theirs, and now he's back to finish us off.
Oh, good.
Yeah, love it.
I don't know, like Mazel Tov? Question mark?
Well, I'm in BC, and I'm kind of hoping now that if Alberta does split and join you guys, that we go with them. We're just hanging out on the edge over here, waiting for like China or Russia to come and grab us if we don't go with Alberta. So I'm hoping we go that way.
In 10 years or so, we will look back to this from the great Greenlandic empire that will arise from this debacle.
Right.
Okay, if we're colonizing Greenland, is there a mountain we can name Mount Dew? I mean, I feel like in current zeitgeist, we need a Mount Dew, like a River Dorito. Let's go, fool.
Canadians are really good at naming rivers, lakes, and mountains. But then the further west you go, you run out of imagination because you have all these perfect names on the East Coast. And then halfway through, you have Big Lake, Small Lake, and stuff like that.
I live nearby a town called Sicamous. And I always wondered as a child, how sick was this moose that they named the town after it?
Well,
just how sick was the moose?
Every town has their specialty, I guess.
Right.
We have to be known for something.
Maybe it was a really awesome moose, like sick moose. And then they got so infatuated with the moose that they decided to settle there unintentionally because they wanted to spend as much time with this moose as possible.
There are a lot of moose out here in BC.
But do you have albino moose?
We do. I don't know the last time one was seen, but we did have one in BC. We've got the albino deer and an albino grizzly wandering around at the moment.
Ooh.
An albino grizzly.
Yeah.
And it can blend into the snow. That's terrifying.
Right? It is.
That was the one thing I had on top of like bears and grizzlies, like brown against snow. I mean, I'm a slow runner, but I have a good, head
You can
start,
see 'em.
possibly.
No, isn't albino grizzlies just polar bears?
No, funny story. There was a bunch of people who thought they'd found a polar bear wandering in the Northwest. So they raised money and captured this polar bear and brought it to the North Pole and dropped it off with the other polar bears, where some scientists who had been working there for a while were looking at this bear going, well, this isn't actually a polar bear. This isn't working, you guys. This isn't a polar bear. This is just an albino grizzly. So
That's a polar bear now.
They bought more, or they got more money together, and they picked up the same freaking bear and they moved it back to the Northwest. Well, give it like 5-10 years later, a bunch of people in the Northwest noticed this white bear again, and they started doing the whole damn thing again. They had to tag the bear So that from now on, when people report it, they can read the tag and go, "Oh no, that one's a white grizzly. We're okay."
This poor bear.
we captured it
it's
about
like I go
5,000
to
times.
sleep, I wake
He
up,
just
I'm
wants
up
to
with
hang
these
out.
bears I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I finally get used to these bears I don't know, and then they haul my ass
They
back down.
hold you home again.
I was thinking you're going to say that they brought a different bear back. So they brought an actual polar bear back thinking that they were going to grizzly.
No, thank goodness for that.
Oh,
But that's what happens with the do-gooders on the West Coast, where they're just so into doing good, they forget to make sure that what they're doing is actually good.
Yeah,
Oh,
sounds like
yeah.
the justice system.
Yeah.
the grizzly was identifying as a polar bear. Now
Well.
that
I don't know that he was, but they sure were.
yeah, it wasn't bear. Oh.
Just a bit.
By the way, thank you, Sticky Widget, for gifting 5 memberships. Thank
I
you
was
so
just
much.
going to say thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
Went to Classic Overthinker, Stephen Gostley, to Digger, to Megan McCarthy, and Danielle. Oh, thank you so much. Much appreciated. So, okay, so we started with Delphi and then went on to albino grizzlies.
As you
Exactly.
do.
Now for something completely different.
Yeah. Welcome to the chaos. Oh no, why didn't that go through?
I have no idea.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, there. Mads, maybe it was cheaper to just paint the bear H string.
It might be.
Spray paint GB for grizzly bear on the side.
Oh.
Like they do sheep.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, when me and Mo are on the same place, we kind of can't stop.
No.
No. I mean, it took the end of Badger patch for us to go back on that trail in Delphi, Indiana.
Well, I admire
Yeah.
your enthusiasm at least.
Mm.
A for effort.
So what's the status of the case right now? They just filed an appeal of some sort? Or
Yeah,
Richard?
they filed the notice of appeal. And
Okay.
Judge Gold took the opportunity to deny one motion from the defense because it was filed an hour and a half after the notice of appeal. So just, too late, bye-bye. But we don't know exactly when they actually filed it and when it was brought into the system.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Judge
Same old,
Gold
same
is
old.
like super quick with getting to, motions of any kind.
Yeah, she's more. She to this throughout pre-trial and anything, she had, to my knowledge, no hearings on any of the motions.
No.
She just either approved or denied. Now that might not be that unusual, unless the one that she was going to have a hearing, and that was when she was disqualifying the defense attorneys.
Yeah, and that was the only hearing that she was or she actually approved media coverage of.
Yeah, and in the back room, or in the judge's chambers, she gave them the option: either you voluntarily resign from this case, or I'm going to bring you out there and disqualify you.
What were the I'm assuming there weren't grounds, but what were made up grounds?
Incompetence, and she blamed them for a leak of evidence. That leak, as she called it, that was a person who broke into their office, took pictures of the evidence, and published.
Yeah.
Gee.
And she blamed the defense.
Yeah. And
I wish I was making this up, Jim. I really wish I was making this up.
There are only like 45 people in the town. How is there so much crime? Is there like one guy?
Yeah, and here's a few months before the double homicide, 4 girls were burned to death in Delphi, Indiana. 4 black miners. Still unsolved, by the way. So in a matter of months, 6 girls were killed in Delphi, Indiana.
Wow.
And with the population of 96.7% all white, that took out 10% of the black community with 4 minor girls.
Wow.
Yeah. And that I have to send because I have the entire case on file, the Flora 4. Awesome.
Okay.
I can't believe they haven't charged the prime suspect because it's all there. But then again, he is allegedly a member of the local, what you call it, the Masonry.
Masonic home.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or not
oh,
Masonic
I
home.
covered them. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Funny handshakes. And
Jim, by the way, did you know that at least 2 of the original prime suspect in the murder of Abby and Libby were a part of the same Masonry lodge as the prosecutor?
No, I didn't know that. That's well, when did the prosecutor get disqualified?
right?
Because
It's Indiana, we don't.
That's not enough for the appearance of bias.
Wow.
I wish I was making this up. I honestly wish I was making all of this up because it sounds crazy. And I'm not making it up. And we still haven't gone to the Odinist cult. And yeah.
don't know if we're talking about
What the frick? Mo, you say it the absolute best. What was your first thought when you heard about Odinist cult?
Well, I thought, defense, I wanted to like you, but you're seriously coming at me with man, bear, pig? I was like, what in the Al Gore am I so... Like, give me an actual realistic theory and I'll go with you. And you come at me with it was a cult? And then the one mother effing time, it's probably a mother effing cult. Like the one time in history, it's the Satanist. Indiana's like, nah, nothing to see here. Move along. Move along. Totally just one short, round, little guy.
So thank you, Dave. $10 so Nick can buy a new coat. Well, it might be enough on Temu. Just have to wait 3 months. Oh, did you hear about
like the
that
yellow.
fire?
Nice.
One of the big Temu warehouses burnt down. So they are asking for orders in excess of $100 so they can rebuild the stock. Yeah, I know it's stupid. I know it's up.
I thought you were going with, and the total loss in the entire warehouse was $15.
That's what I was expecting.
I may or may not be on more than one gin and tonic here.
Oh.
Just enough to pay those wages to the Chinese children, building all those stuff.
With a little leftover, yeah.
With a little leftover.
I've missed the train on that. I've never ordered a Temu, anything.
Me neither.
I only know it from the memes. That's it.
Well, don't, because you'll get addicted.
Oh, yeah. My chat forced me to buy $50 worth of stuff from Temu. There were a lot of packages.
Like, what, $50 of Temu is like 5 warehouse storages?
Yeah, I got 2 beautiful satin or imitation satin pink shirts.
Could I wear that right now? I have it in my closet. The same thing Dad wore.
I got this chicken lamp.
Nice.
Because everybody needs a chicken lamp. Sadly, batteries out.
Is it squishy?
Well, somewhat.
I'm
except when
actually
the battery is.
I've got on my wish list. It's exact same as that, only it's a pig, and it's got his
Oh,
butt in the ear, and it's got a little butthole, and when you squish its butt, it's supposed to fart. I haven't actually bought it, and it's on Amazon, not on Temu. But oh my
mm,
goodness, it's just
mm.
delightful.
I bought my cousin and his wife has 4 dogs. So this Christmas I told them, you know these squishy chicken things that yells? And he just looked at me and said, no. I'm just joking, and handed over the normal gifts and everything. The next morning, then, I went there with 5 and threw it over the fence.
I love
That's not nice.
No? What's your point?
That you should have at least videotaped.
it.
Oh, I should have, but I was busy waddling away from there before the dogs found them. So I had a lot, yeah. Now, all the dogs liked them, and so did cousin's kid. Loved them to bits. My cousin and his wife, not that fond of it. They suddenly disappeared the day after, mysteriously. That's too bad. They disappeared like batteries out of kids' toys, and
Wild how that happens.
yeah,
It's all
it's
fun and
weird.
games until your
Yeah,
boys
yeah.
realize you just need a screwdriver. Because I'm like, I don't know how to fix them, and that worked for a long time until they must have thought that I had like not only been a member of the short bus club, but apparently graduated still being in the short bus. Because they're like, Mom, it's a screwdriver. That's all you have to. It's you use a screwdriver. They were like Helen Keller's nurse.
Oh, Connor got his pink or purple
Nice.
shirt on.
Ooh.
Nice.
I feel
Yeah.
fancy.
Yeah. Now I will bring mine when I get to Utah in September, so we can have a pink purple shirt fest.
Well, there's a
Morning
blue one too.
clubbing.
Oh, you have a blue one too.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
Uh,
I have
yeah.
the most
Yep.
ridiculous outfit on right now. I have this on. I have my Christmas pajama pants, and I got Nicolas Cage blanket.
Nice.
So yeah,
Because why not? Because
why
why
not?
not?
It's Friday. Who cares? Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday. That's
Happy
great.
Friday. Ah. Yeah. My other cousin's daughter got oh, what a nice one of these piano rugs who looks like a piano. Accidentally, it was also came with batteries, so every key played a different note. That was
Oh,
extremely
cool.
popular
I'll bet.
for about 4 hours. So my other cousin doesn't like me anymore as well. But isn't that my job as the favorite uncle?
Yeah.
Isn't that my job to piss them off and
Piss
make the
off all
kids
the
love me?
parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when they get older, they probably will ask me to babysit them, and I will feed them sugar and have them watch a horror movie, and then I don't have to do that again
And then you
as
shuffle
well.
them home.
Oh, thank you, Miss H. Gold. Greetings from England. Thanks for covering the cases you do. Thank you. I'm having a lot of fun doing what I do. Because in my line of law, labor law, yeah, doesn't it sound sexy?
Well, I mean,
who doesn't
you
want
could
to
have been
know
doing
about
labor law for the
negotiate?
men at
What?
work or Chippendales. That could have been sexy.
No, I mostly handle fat workers, and yeah. No,
It's
that's
never the boobs you want to see, is it?
no, it's no, no. It's like going to a nudist beach. It's never the people you want to see naked.
Nope, it's all the people that have given up giving a shit, which are usually
Yeah.
80-year-old men without their Speedos and their 80-year-old wives without an underwire.
Oh,
There
good
are things
Lord.
flapping in the wind that God never intended.
Not that kind of labor, Bush. Not that kind of labor.
Hi,
So
Boosh. How you doing?
what exactly does labor law consist of?
Contract law, civil law, negotiations between workers and employers, sometimes employers and the government, if there is a layoff. All of that fun stuff that goes on and on and on, day in and day out. And I have some. Here's the thing. 99% of what I do is I have a DNA. I'm almost say no. I can't talk about it.
Oh, an NDA.
Oh, NDA.
NDA. Thank
Well,
you. Yeah.
I was gonna put DNR, but I was like, do not resuscitate. But I
Well,
was like, that's
Do not
probably
repeat.
not it.
Do not repeat.
Yeah.
That
Now
also
I
counts.
do have a bunch of cases I can talk about. I mean, I've been doing this for over 30 years. Case even with 99% I can't talk about. That last 1% is it's a lot of cases. But still, it has to be more than 10 years, and it has to have happened more than once. That way, it can't be identified to a certain person. So one of the things I have that I really, really wish happened only once is the guy they found in the women's sauna under the boards looking up
Oh.
in the workplace. And I had to go there and say, you gotta keep him on. Isn't that fun?
They had to keep him on?
No, I had to negotiate on them not firing him.
Oh,
Yeah, that was interesting. And again, I wish it only happened once.
right.
How many workplaces have saunas in them?
Well,
That's
this
also
is
why I was saying, I'm like, how fancy do you
the-
have to be?
that was a while ago. That is like 20 years ago. So this was on the more 25 years ago, something of the sort.
Back in the good old
Speaking
days.
of 25 years ago, hello, Dali.
Hey, how are you?
Everybody, it's Dali.
Hi. Nice to see
And
you guys.
No.
and you will remember this stream.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I hope that I know that Dali can
Oh, it's all right.
take the poking fun out of his newly discovered sobriety.
Yes.
Congratulations,
Thank
Dali.
you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice.
Well, considering I
kitty.
sent everyone to your welcome to sobriety or congratulations to sobriety, I was like, Dolly, I didn't read the message well enough, so I'm like, Dolly's giving up sobriety, but I guess we're going to be good friends and be okay with it. And then Vale's like, no, he's actually maintaining sobriety. I was like, well, that makes a lot more sense than what I thought it meant.
Yeah, we're going back to bad habits. Woo! Let's celebrate.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's throw a party. Sobriety was okay. I need the
Cheers.
booze.
No. No, but you do. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Getting to that conclusion and trying to do something about it, and then doing something about it is admirable. It is. And if I ever find you drunk, I will travel over there and beat the ever living fuck out of you, because
Thank you.
it's not that I'm trying to destroy my liver, and I keep failing.
I know.
Every time I go to the damn doctor, they say I'm fat and healthy.
Damn it.
I mean, my blood pressure is okay. My cholesterol is fine. I mean, my doctor is so disappointed every time, because she looks at me, this isn't happening.
You're still alive? I'm
Yeah,
kind of confused about.
you're in your 50s. You're fat. How can you be healthy? You drink like a sponge. How can you be healthy? Yeah, I guess it's the 1,000 years of Scandinavian inbreeding.
Hey, good for something.
Hey, speaking of inbreeding, here's Dave. Thank you. Gifting 5 memberships to Watchdog, Janine, Jane Doe, Melissa, and Velu87. Thanks, Dave. Thank you so much. Yeah, for you who don't know, I'm trying to fund my trip to Utah. I already bought the plane tickets. Now I need some kind of camper van because I want to travel to all the touristy stuff. Utah has a lot of places where they film old westerns.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it all.
And,
Yep.
And then
movies.
also I'm going to visit Dani
Sure.
on, and by then she will have the baby.
Oh,
And
right.
also meeting up with Connor. So I'll
Right
be
on.
there for 2 weeks,
Nice.
first half of September.
New York
So
and
if you want to
Arizona.
help me out,
Interesting.
I'm such a bad grifter. I need to be more American. But if I were more American, I think the charm might disappear a bit
True.
because I really am not. I look like one, but I am not. I mean, I have the size for one.
We are a fluffy people.
You are a fluffy people. Yeah, of course, Dave will be in Sweden again while I be in the
Nice.
United States. Yeah,
Have you
it was the
considered?
same last time.
Have you considered
in-
David maybe just waiting a week?
Yeah, he's probably just turning off the port light and pretend he's at home.
Yeah.
He's
call me
actually
crazy.
there. He's not leaving the home at all. He's there. He's just pretending.
Oh. And then after Utah, I'll be there for 2 weeks, and then I will be in Miami for a week. I will meet
Ooh.
up with Steve Gosney. I will meet up with Val Friedman from the CNN defamation trial, because I want to talk to him more about the headline of this lawsuit is amazing. The Let's Go Brandon meme coin defamation suit.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, the Let's Go
Yeah.
Brandon meme coin lawsuit against NASCAR. And they are in discovery.
Okay.
So, I mean,
That could be fun.
what's not to love about that? Apparently, the Let's Go Brandon meme coin had a contract with NASCAR because of the Let's Go Brandon,
Mm-hmm.
which wasn't Let's Go Brandon. But so some guys decided, yeah, this could be a meme coin. And then NASCAR decided to pull the plug and go out publicly and speak ill of the meme coin and the people, allegedly, about the meme coin, which may or may not have been a bad idea, because now Let's Go Brandon meme coin is suing NASCAR.
They hocked to it too close to
And
the
Val
sun.
Friedman
hopped
is
to it too
the
close, yeah.
lawyer handling the case, and I can't wait to hear more about it. I love the United States. I really do, because anything is possible in the United States. Anything.
We
I
did
mean,
invent the hot
Just look
pocket.
at the past 10 presidents. I mean, my favorite president, I must say, I don't care about politics. I try to make this a politics-free zone. It is Bill Clinton, and it's the only reason why it's Bill Clinton is because of the novelty cigars that was sold in the shape of, well, you know.
I love the photo of him behind the desk. The professional photo of him behind the desk. But if anyone knows the real, she was under that desk while he was having that photo taken.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Fair enough. We're right. Allegedly.
Hello, Mr. Jingles. Hello, Mr. Jingles. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not in the United States. The politics of the United States rarely affect me. And even with the current climate, it really doesn't affect me that much. So, but I try to keep this a politics-free zone. So, if you have a favorite president, please tell me the novelty thing. That can be an interesting. Mo, who's your favorite president, and what novelty thing is it about that president?
Gonna have to say Taft, just because, well, he married his cousin, but also when he used the bathtub, he was so large and used so much water pressure that the fountains in the front went down.
I didn't know that.
And if I aspire to do anything, it's to have a big enough bathtub to reduce water pressure, in surrounding areas.
Jim,
Makes sense.
out of the blue, president and novelty thing.
Oh, that's the favorite. I always liked Calvin Coolidge because he just wanted to be left alone, and he somehow found himself president. And he just didn't like to talk to people, and he stayed in bed all day. He said
He was the office space of.
He was. One time he said, "I find the things that I don't say never get me in trouble," and I really appreciated that.
All right, Dali.
Good question. Was it the bull moose? Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Roosevelt. Yeah,
Teddy.
he got Teddy. Got shot and then continued his speech for like 40 minutes with a bullet in him.
Yeah, that was kind
pretty
of.
Yeah, refused to get help.
It's the badass version of when the balloon popped in Ronald Reagan, when he just said "missed me"
Missed
and then
me.
continued.
Yeah.
Now, Digger, you're Canadian.
I am.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I got a kick out of Clinton as well. He was fun to watch. He's like Trump. He's fun to watch. Whether you love him or hate him, it's entertaining now. So, but I do have a funny prime minister story, just to show you why Alberta and BC becoming a part of America isn't such a far off idea. It's been West versus East for very, very long. Trudeau Sr., while he was prime minister, was traveling across the country on a train. And as he was traveling through Alberta, there were reporters standing there taking pictures and video cameraing. And all he did was this. And the press, that was our prime minister to all of that province. It was on every single front page. It was the thing. Yeah. So I'm quite happy with that. If you're going to be a jerk, just be a big jerk,
And Vice Baby, also known as Connor.
I really don't pay attention to politics because I'm like, whatever happens, happens. But I'll have to go with Dolly's answer as well. I'll go with Teddy Roosevelt just because of how much of a badass he was and all the stories of how many times he got injured but didn't care. It's like, tis but a flesh wound. I'll just go about my day.
Oh. Now I favorite president. Well, I said favorite president because of the novelty cigar stuff. Favorites because we have such well-known prime ministers in Sweden. You all know the names of everyone.
I've always been a big fan of Arvin Schrongendorgren. He was my favorite. And Swedish Chef has always been my faves too.
Now, I must say, our current one is entertaining in the way that absolutely whatever happens, whatever kind of scandal is dug up on him, he just keeps going as if nothing happens. I mean, he appoints friends and relatives. And then one of his friends he appointed to handle top secret material minister of sorts. And he left top secret material on a hotel room. The person who found that was wanted by the Swedish Secret Service for terrorist connections. And he's still prime minister. I mean, he just stands there at 4'11" or something. And other things, when he wasn't prime minister before that, when he decided I need to move to our capital city, Stockholm, a friend of his was the head of a foundation that had apartments for the original purpose was to single mothers, people without means. And he talked to him, and that guy threw a single mother with 4 children out of an apartment so he could move in. And he got to be prime minister.
Wow.
Nothing affects him. Absolutely nothing.
So it's
It
just as
is
crazy there.
It is amazing. I mean, and this is just scratching the surface of every bad stuff he has been around and done. And now he's still prime minister, and people kind of like him. And I have no idea why.
These days, that's really all you need. I kind of like him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, is he an ass? But is he an ass we kind of already know is going to do dickish things?
Right?
Yeah, maybe that's it. And also because the opposition, their party leader is an absolute moron. So they look at him and say, okay. Yeah. For instance, the
Evil
opposition.
or stupid? It is the age-old question.
Yeah. For instance, the opposition leader, when they were in power, they decided, we need a battery factory here, which was called Northvolt, car batteries and lorry batteries and stuff like that. So the Swedish government gave them $8.8 billion to build this factory. 5 years later, bankruptcy. Yeah, that's the opposition. So I mean,
what do you do?
it's not. I mean, it's not swings and roundabouts. It's like we have corrupt idiot or just idiot.
Yeah.
But at least the corrupt idiot has a purpose.
Yeah.
That is true.
Welcome to Sweden, where the current government decided that no, if you have more than 5 grams of cannabis, that is with the intent to sell, and it's an obligatory 6 months in jail. Welcome to Sweden. The rest of the world, maybe you should stop doing that because it doesn't work. Our government says, no, let's go harder. Yeah.
Did you guys ever take up the idea that if we just legalize the hard drugs, it'll be better? Did you guys
Nope.
go that route? No? Okay.
No.
Yeah. It didn't work over here. Surprise. But
Wait,
Our
are you telling
medicine-
me that not allowing people to medicinally freebase
I know,
is
right? We put out vending machines in downtown Vancouver where
Does it come
the
with a
people who
spoon?
use it could zap their, like, I don't know, I guess it was like a thumbprint or something, but they could actually buy their drug of choice, hard drug of choice, and it would come off their welfare checks the month.
Jeez.
Whatever can go wrong.
Nothing. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'd like that crack EBT, please, if I could possibly. Like, I'm just Dave Chappelle would have a field day.
I
with
know.
this.
I know.
Would you like a bowl with yours or no?
Well, at this point, yeah. We started out with just the needle exchange. It went from there. Vancouver just went off
Yes.
the deep end.
I visited my brother in California in like 2004, 2005. That's when they were doing it. And I thought my brother was kidding. And it was like 10 needles, 10 dirty needles for one clean one for the exchange. And I still thought he was crazy because the government was giving out needles to drug addicts.
Yep. That's how
But-
it started in Vancouver, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was
People
20
start
years ago.
dumpster diving for dirty needles.
That too. Well, I mean, it just continues and gets worse. And
Yeah. Our beach isn't very useful anymore because there's so
Yeah.
many needles. You're not sure if you're walking in the sand. You can't be sure. So not a whole lot of people use the beach anymore.
yeah, walking.
It's
Oh,
really
I
sad.
sure hope that's a stingray.
Right?
Is that a jellyfish? Oh no, just a
It's
a
a needle,
turkey.
don't worry about it.
Super AIDS, you guys.
Just herpes.
Rub some spit in it and spit and dirt in it.
I already
You'll
have
be fine.
herpes. It's okay.
Yeah. Right. I just saw a headline today in Canada. They're warning about a measles outbreak, and the headline said, warning, measles outbreak more deadly than COVID.
Well,
No
yes.
way.
Well, technically, but I mean, we don't have an outbreak in the multi-millions. I mean, it's maybe a 0.5% more deadly than COVID allegedly is. I don't.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's wild. The stupidity in this town or in this country. This town actually is not bad. The town I live in is actually pretty good.
Mm.
But we're rural. We like to hide from everyone else.
Mm.
All the
Well,
crazy.
Sweden got very, very well off after the CVID kind of thing, but that is because we really don't like to hang out anyway.
Fair enough.
You have to be 6 feet apart. That close? I mean, it really never became a problem. Yeah, of course, in the elderly care and stuff like that, like everywhere else in the world. But the rest of the society, yeah, we really don't like to hang out anyways. But you can only have 20 people in church. That's more than it usually is. So I mean,
Okay, darn.
you can't have more than 100 people in a demonstration. There usually isn't. We like to stay in our homes and close our fists and say, I really don't like that.
I don't want to be that close to my neighbor. Stop it.
Yeah.
I have about 100 yards to my neighbor that way and 150 yards to my neighbor that way, and I still kind of hear them, so I'm thinking of relocating.
How did you guys
We
evolve
share a
from the
wall that's
people-
maybe that thick between us, between one apartment and the next. It's
Oh,
it's horrible.
I try that. I really, really can't. I mean, I have 46 American acres of land, and I feel a bit cramped.
Oh, yeah, it must be tough.
Yeah, poor me.
Sarah McLachlan is starting a song, and we're gonna, for just 88 cents a day, you can help this
You
Swede
too.
avoid people more. And it's like, don't you know he can still hear his neighbors?
Yeah, on a quiet day, if I really listen, I can actually hear them.
There's just
File a
sad
complaint.
puppies and Sarah McLachlan in the background.
Complain to your HOA.
Oh, that one of the best things about Sweden, we don't have HOAs.
Nice.
I'm so happy because we have a fuckload of Karens.
A
Hey,
socialist
it is-
country, you say. A bunch of Karens, you say.
Yeah. We do have the, what do you call it, the school PTA things. We have those.
Well,
And
Yeah.
oh, it's not good. Oh, yeah, no. One of my sisters might be a borderline Karen because but in an endearing kind of way, because she really doesn't grasp math or distance to cost. For instance, she chooses to go to the other side of town because the gas is 5 cents cheaper per gallon. So she drives 4 miles to get 5 cents cheaper gas. She goes to 2 different supermarkets because there might be a sale on milk on one of them or something of the sort. Yeah. So
Hey, she's saving money.
sure she does. But it's not. But when the gas is in the tank, it's already paid for. So now I drive for free.
Not quite.
Okay.
That sounds like something I tell my husband. Like, we got a sale and it was Kohl's cash. And if you take the money that I saved us by buying these $600 pair of pants that were actually marked down 90%, but then I had to buy $14 more worth of stuff to get $20 Kohl's cash, thereby it is all free. That sounds like the math that I do when I'm trying to justify those things. Also get a KitchenAid mixer, you know.
No.
You do you. You do you.
And
As long as everyone's happy.
Yeah, and speaking of, as long as everybody's happy, Mr. Steve Gosney is here.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, how are you doing? Let's see, I just got home.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
forgot to turn your background on.
welcome to
Oops.
the show, Mr. Gosney. Now,
Wait, I've got to background myself. Hold on a second here.
Yeah.
Virtual background.
Got to get that fireplace added.
There we go. Actually, I'm not in an apartment, but I am. How do I do that now? Background virtual. I have a green scene. How do I click? Okay.
Try
With your
turning it
mouse.
I
off
did,
and
but it's not
on again.
working.
okay,
Oh,
let's
okay.
let's have Steve
I'm not the
Gosney
only one.
finding that out. And while he is in the background, Steve, we were talking about an hour ago about the Delphi case and how horrible that judge is, and if an appeal is successful, they might end up back with the same judge. What are I imagine the few options for an appeals court to include? No, screw that judge, we'll get you another one. For you who don't know, Steve Gosney is a death penalty certified appeals attorney out of Florida. So, I've seen him argue again for Florida Supreme Court. He's good.
Mm-hmm.
He really is that good, in my opinion. Some newspapers in Florida might disagree with me, but I say to you, go fuck yourself. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see here.
I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah,
It doesn't
okay.
matter. It's not like, what are you going to
Not
see?
gonna work.
Somebody going to see that I have a refrigerator?
Oh,
Oh my God, he has a refrigerator.
How dare.
Hey, Connor. Good to see you, Connor.
Good to see you, Mr. Gosney.
Yes.
Hmm?
yes.
okay. Now we have 3 people here with a law degree. Steve, meet Jim, or also known
Gotcha.
as Happily Angry Lawyer.
Yeah, I
Well,
get. I'll tell you. I could talk about that, man. Happily Angry Esquire. Absolutely, man. I'm with you there. Holy cow! I've been doing civil defense work now, and it's like hell on wheels. It's like everybody wants to line up so that they can harass me. You know, it's like, I think I'm so busy. I'm like, I'm so busy. I can't get you. No, we really want to talk to you. We really want to get your attention on our case. Okay, great. Now you have my attention. And then they abuse me. It's like
Yeah.
one after the other. It's serial, you know, it's like, oh
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
gosh. You get it, right? Do you get it?
Yeah.
What kind of law do you do?
I do. Well, I mean, I've been doing some criminal stuff lately, but before that, it was bankruptcy, insolvency, some finance, general finance stuff, litigation, state court litigation, like fraudulent transfer stuff in federal court.
What state, can I ask?
California.
Oh, wow. Very
No.
good.
Now, speaking of, because now I have a bankruptcy, because Northvolt, which the Swedish government was nice enough to invest $8.8 billion into for a bankruptcy, they filed a Chapter 11 in Texas before filing for bankruptcy in Sweden. And reportedly, the bankruptcy attorneys charged $10,000 an hour.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
It's crazy. I know. I've got a plaintiff's lawyer right now threatening me with attorney's fees, and he says we charge $1,000 an hour. I'm like, you don't charge your client that. Yeah, that's hey, hello.
Speaking of something worth
Hey, look,
$10,000.
Yeah.
Now, according to reports about Northvolt, the 3 months of Chapter 11 has so far cost 4 months of Chapter 11 has so far cost $27 million. I don't get the math.
Well, you're a lawyer, so.
No.
Right?
Jim, have you ever heard that kind of fees in a bankruptcy case?
I mean, 10,000 an hour, no. I've heard the highest I've heard would be close to like 2,000 an hour, and that would be on the high end.
Yeah, for me, it smells like, because according to what I've read, at least, is that this lawyer firm was founded or registered a month before Northvolt's Chapter 11, and then they hired them for 10,000. Doesn't that kind of smell like let's take cash out of the company kind of thing?
I mean, literally, yes, it does. Yeah, it sounds like. I mean, I assume the fees are paid out of the bankruptcy estate. I don't know. I could look it up, see what the deal is, but
well, have you done class actions that like all these class action suits where they settle 1 million things and everybody gets 5 cents and the lawyers get $10 million?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty typical on Chapter 11.
Hey, Sticky Widget, by the way, I got to say, Sticky Widget gave me a free membership, so I want to salute her for her gifted memberships. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sticky Widget. Yay. Yay.
The fee application should be public, so you should be able to look up and see how much everybody's paid and their billing rates. And
it's all I know. It's that it was in Texas. It was a Chapter 11. It was done in November, and the company is Northvolt. But I only know what's been reported in the newspapers here in Sweden. So, and the reason, because it's a Swedish company, they founded in Sweden, but they started a mailbox company out of Dallas, I think, which allowed them to do a Chapter 11 in Texas. And again, it reeks of because even if they file now for bankruptcy, the people who get paid first are the lawyers.
Yeah.
It's like that here before anybody else gets paid.
It's tough, though. I'll tell you, complicated bankruptcy litigation is very difficult.
Yeah.
And, so I don't begrudge lawyers getting paid. I just think that there's a point at which the lawyer's fee becomes such a warping part of the system. Like I've got a case right now where I thought for sure it would settle, right? We had a case that was we were at 35 and they were at 80, and so I thought we had a 5.5 hour mediation, and they came in, they wanted 300, and we're like, well, what changed between your 80 and now? He's like, well, now we're entitled to our fees. Okay, so basically you're basically creating a system where you're not helping your client, you're just using the system to extract fees from the economy. It's a parasitic system we have. I don't know what the solution is. Well, how do they handle it in Sweden? I'd be interested. Like, how do you keep these personal injury cases from just like using the lawyers from using the cost of the system to extort money?
How do you keep lawyers honest?
No, let's stick to the specific and not the general.
Yeah. Now, civil cases in Sweden are, because, for instance, defamation here is a crime, so it's never a civil case, and also you can't defame a company entity, which is also interesting because we don't acknowledge a company as a personal entity. So you can't sue. If a person leaves a bad review, you can't sue them as a company, because as a company you can't be defamed because you're not a person.
But how does it work though? You get a car, like a truck, that knocks the mirror off of somebody's car, and all of a sudden, oh, I've got neck injuries and I'm permanently disabled. How do you get?
It's an issue for the insurance company.
But but there's no lawyers involved.
Well, of course, it is the insurance. If it is the same insurer, they have to appoint neutral lawyers outside of the insurance company to settle it. If it is within the same insurance company, if it is different, it is the lawyers within the insurance companies that fight each other, and not until there is a disagreement that it's unsolvable. Then they can bring it to a neutral mediator, which is appointed by lower court. And it rarely, I have maybe a handful of cases per year goes above that. So we really don't have these civil case lawsuits. We really don't have many of them.
You don't have billboard advertisements like, have you been injured?
No. We are not allowed to advertise as attorneys.
But do you have big plaintiffs firms that are making lots of money off of contingency fees?
Not really. I mean, the people who over here, it's the criminal defense attorneys who handles the big cases. They make the big money.
Because so I need to move to Sweden.
Yeah, because here you are court-appointed defense attorney. You get you get appointed a defense attorney. The moment you're arrested, they have in our system, they can't even interview you until the lawyer is there. Unless you say, well, we're going to call you a lawyer. I don't need a lawyer. Okay, now we can.
Hey, it's neat to see. I'm just noticing we got Mo and Digger here too. I haven't seen them in a while.
Hi.
I just got out on parole.
Digger was a big vice squad member.
Yeah, I was an OG. Yeah.
You know that, Connor?
Yeah. I mean, everyone texted me, so I pretty much don't. Well,
whether he wants it or not, he's got a whole big
I was
family
dragged
now.
into it.
Yeah.
I was like, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah. We had Connor on game night last Saturday. That was really fun. I may or may not have sang too much karaoke while drinking the night before, so I couldn't speak. Connor was kind enough to come on stream with Jenny and Brian, so I was able to play. I just couldn't speak at all. But we had a grand old time. We play like just silly family board games, and yeah, I had a great time with Connor on there.
Yeah. It was fun. Yeah, it went on a little later, so I was like pretty tired towards the end. But it was fun. I liked it.
Long. The new game is very long.
But I had fun. So
what game can I ask? What kind of board games? Which games?
The one that we were playing is called Talk, and you have to go around the board, and it's basically it's a card game, and then each card will let you go X amount of stops or whatever. But it can really, really drag, especially there was, I think, 6 of us playing. So each one of us 6 has to take a turn and move around the board and get thrown back into the start position. And yeah, it's fun. It just dragged for, it was getting late at night.
plus technical difficulties as always. So
Yes. Yes.
it happens.
Yeah, I've got a really good card game. If you want to, I'll make a recommendation.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And as Matt says, it's much more risky for a client to sue in Scandinavia. If you lose, you lose everything. You have to pay the opposition.
Really?
Everything. Yeah.
This is, oh, look at that. It's a reversal. Here, I'll turn it upside down then.
Yeah.
It's called Scout.
Okay.
And this is just a little box game. It's hard to find in the United States, actually, but you have to dig for it. But this is one of the best games I've ever played. It is so much fun. It's real simple. It's fast. I feel like a commercial. And it scrubs windows, too.
But wait, there's more.
Sham wow.
Set it and forget it.
But it's a pretty neat game. My friend, I have a friend who's a big board gamer, and she gave me this game. It is so much fun. We play this occasionally, like whenever I can get my son to play. He's not playing his computer games. We play this, and it's tiny, and you can bring it with you on vacations and stuff. It's by this company called Oink Games. Oink Games.
Okay, that may help to find it actually.
Yeah, it's hard to find, but it's called Scout by Oink Games. Yeah, and it's kind of neat because you get a hand you're dealt, and you have to keep it in the order that it's done. And then what you can do is you have to go with the hand, but then you flip it over, so you get a choice. The big key in that game is you have to know: do you take it this hand, or do you flip it over and take the other hand, and then you play it out. It's kind of a neat. It's kind of a neat. Like I'll show you the card here.
Okay.
See.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for old school board games, and rolling a dice and moving your little guy around. I get a kick out of it.
Yeah, see, the card is like this. See, it's got the one on the top, and then you flip it over, and it's a three.
Oh.
So you see, so when you get your hands, you have to choose in the front which hand it is. You can't sort the cards, and then it's a matter of playing them out. It's pretty fun.
Oh, cool.
It's an interesting concept. Real replayable. Right,
cool. Yeah, I love card games.
Yeah, board games. I love board games too. You try to think.
I haven't really played board games since I was a teenager, and that was back, but way back when. And when we had with pens or pencils, because you had to erase because you only had like 5 of these shots in that you could buy at once, and often, I played this one and then erase. Now I have one more. Erase. Yeah. Now I have one more. Erase. Now I have one more. For some odd reason, I was always either a barbarian or a warrior.
I wonder why.
I would have never guessed.
Hulk smash! Bonk.
Bush saying I had ball in a cup. I had ball in a cup too. That was loads of fun.
I have no idea if that is a board game or something that is run with batteries.
It's literally it's a ball and a cup, and the ball is on a string, and you gotta try and catch the ball in the cup. Yeah.
Okay.
Spend hours of fun if you're a tiny little kid.
Well, Hella joined us. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello,
Hella. Hello, Hella.
Very quiet.
Yeah, she's been waiting for the introduction. Everybody, it's Hella. Good to see you. Good to see you. Now, I have not a confession, but I made a video a few days ago where I almost conclusively said, this must be the enhanced video. A Delphi 43 seconds. I've changed my mind because apparently it's the original. And apparently it was they never needed to enhance it. But they did anyway. And then they narrated it in court. I saw your stream where you're muted. Hella.
No wonder she's been so quiet.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, I thought she was muted, and I meant to message her. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
No.
Okay. I'm having trouble with this microphone. It keeps coming in and out. So I'm
it's StreamYard. It changes your settings.
it has changed all of my settings, and I rebooted and everything, and it's
Oh,
just
no.
like, what's
That
going
was
on?
me. Sorry.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
you. Okay, so sorry, do go on. You were saying that.
Yeah. Now, it apparently this is the original one that, in my opinion, never needed to be enhanced. Which
Right.
begs the question: why did everybody say they didn't see Rich Guy until he suddenly was all up? I mean, it's weird that this is the original.
Well, okay. What do you mean that it's weird? Because what about my video made you think that it wasn't enhanced?
No. I made my video before your when you went through it, and in my
Yeah.
video I said this has to be the enhanced one. It's too
Right.
crisp, and
Oh,
we can
okay.
and not just the video. The thing that's struck me the
Sound.
most is we can hear everything, because we've
Yeah,
been
okay.
told for years they
Yeah.
had to enhance the sound to hear guys down the hill.
Where you can
We
hear it
didn't need
perfectly.
that.
Yeah.
It never needed to be enhanced. All you needed was a good pair of headphones.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
I feel lied to by the state, the prosecution, and in some shape or form even the defense.
Yeah.
Because this video never needed enhancing whatsoever. And they still did.
Well,
It's weird.
there's one aspect of it that I feel probably did need some enhancing, and that is the fact that the image of Bridge Guy moved around the frame, right? So
Yeah.
you couldn't get a good look at him because of the fact that she was dropping the phone. So as she was dropping the phone, he was shifting around, right? So it was necessary, I think, for them to track him. I think it's called tracking, right? So subject tracking him, so he ended up still in the frame, kind of, so it looked like he was walking, and you could actually just focus in on him rather than him moving around, right? So, and he wasn't moving around, like the frame was moving around. So I feel like that was necessary,
Yeah.
so that people could focus in.
Yeah. Maybe the stabilization.
The stabilization that kind of needed to happen, but there's no reason to withhold the original. There's nothing odd about the original. They should have shown the original, because that way we could see that's where that came from. Okay, so there was nothing nefarious about the original.
And especially the sound. Now, yes, the sound is decent.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: when you enhance sound, even if it just, as I did with the short I published the other day, I just put it in Clipchamp. I separated audio from video. I enhanced the sound and put on that button that says remove background sound.
Yes.
But that still takes away from the original, because even if you remove background sound, you also remove some distortion in the voice itself. For instance, if you have kind of a gravel voice and remove background sound, it might also remove the gravel in your voice.
Should we play the video? Do people know what we're talking about?
Yeah, the video, there's a company named Grey Television Group that copyright strikes or copyright claims. Yeah, but they haven't done it with me so far, so I can. Let's see here. I have my enhanced audio one, easy accessible.
Real quick, how many times had the girls walked across the bridge before? Was that their first time? Do you know?
It was one of the girls' first one. We don't know how many times the other girl.
The one that was
Liberty had done it several times, and then this was Abigail's first time doing it. That's why ostensibly, even though we were given, Liberty was being girl boss and, filming her unaliver, what was more likely the case is that this was sort of a rite of passage in that town to cross this, rickety bridge. and she was just
That's-
memorializing her friend walking across.
That's what I thought. So, okay, that's good to know.
Hold on, I will go to the webpage to find the original one instead. Because if we are going to listen to something, it shouldn't be my enhanced one. Where the frick did I put it?
It's rickallenjustice.com/transparency.
Rick Allen/transparency.
rickallenjustice.com/transparency.
Notice the hoodie is an anonymous move.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sorry,
you got a
I can't figure out how to do the settings thing. It's like virtual background. I'm clicking on it and it doesn't.
Can you
do
go to like
anything.
none and then go back to it?
Yeah, none, and then back here.
Or hit the I have a green screen and then uncheck it?
I did this. I did all of this.
Oh.
I clicked and clicked and clicked. It doesn't work. I don't know, camera. I don't know what's happening. Virtual background. Sorry.
No.
Anyway, will you get a little entertainment?
StreamYard's doing all sorts of weird things at the
Yeah.
moment. They're trying to upgrade bits and pieces of it. And as they do that, we're
Justify
all
that.
in beta
How
mode.
special.
New cost.
Yeah.
I was just thinking either that's a very short fridge or he's a very tall person.
Well, no, he's a tall kid. He's a big kid.
Let's see here. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. All right.
Oh.
Here it is. This might be a trigger for some because this is the last time anybody heard, except for the killer or killers, heard their voices.
Yep.
Whose camera is this?
This is Abby's camera
Libby.
phone. Libby's
Libby.
camera phone.
Abby didn't have a phone.
Now, for somebody who does not know anything about this case, what am I looking for?
Now, this is the 43-second video she took at the end of the Mona on High Bridge before the prosecution claims they were abducted and murdered. In here, they are talking, or one of them are talking. There are people who claim they hear that a gun
Yeah.
in some of the phrases. I don't, but it's all up to you. And so for 43 seconds, let's just listen. And then I will play my enhanced sound one.
See, this is the path that we go down. There's no path going there, so you have to go down here.
Somebody was typing.
We
so
could play
so
last
yeah.
5 seconds again.
Or 10 seconds. 15. Yeah,
I didn't hear anything. What am I supposed to hear here?
it was kind of quiet there.
He says, "Guys down the hill."
But she was already first talking about going down the hill, so I mean, it could just be like a friendly. I'm not saying if you're passing somebody on a trail, you might comment what they're doing or looking at.
We're still assuming Bridge Guy had anything to do with the
Yeah.
murders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
And
one of
stay-
the big that is one of the big issues with this case. That first you have to assume that Bridge Guy is the killer.
Yeah, and there's
Then you have to
nothing there.
assume
That's a
that
pretty
Rick
big.
Al-
That's a
And then
pretty
you
Which is
have
the
big
to-
state's
assumption.
the
Yeah,
state's
then you have
whole
to-
case is that. That's the
Yeah,
state's entire case.
Yeah, and then on top of
5
that, you have
frames.
to assume that Rick Allen is Bridge Guy. So it
Yes.
is two very big leaps.
It's
And-
supposition upon supposition.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I've heard people say that you can hear, it sounds like one of them's crying. Well, it sounds like she has the sniffles. I believe it was cold outside because it was, what month was this?
February 13th.
February.
February,
February.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were cold.
If you're
And-
typing, please mute while you're typing because we can all hear it. Okay, now this is my...
Says Mr. Nick.
Yeah, says Mr. Nick. Yes, I know. I'm a hypocrite. Now, this is my enhanced sound because I used one program. I just raised the volume and removed background sound. Let's see if you can...
See, this is the path that we go down. There's no path going there, so we have to go down here.
All right.
I hear guys down the hill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and is it a statement? Is it a question? Is it?
Is
Look,
it somebody they talked to before about how do we get there?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what's worse than all that is that the state have been playing us guys down the hill along with the vision of Bridge Guy, which is 19 seconds earlier.
Yeah.
Right? So they've been playing that audio with the vision from 19 seconds earlier, assuming that it's from the same man. There could be another man. Who knows? Right? So they're making it sound, they've made it sound all along that the audio is coming from the guy who's walking behind them both, all along, right? So Guys Down the Hill has been played. Do you have the Bridge Guy video that we've all been listening to for years? Or watching for years?
No, not easily accessible. Not easily
Okay,
accessible.
Well, that's an assumption, right? That it's the same person, that there's not other people that are there that are not on the video, right? So there could be other people. It could even be two people going guys, one person going guys, and another person going down the hill. You have no idea, right? So that is it's completely misleading to put that audio next to video that was taken 19 seconds earlier.
Yeah, and for you who are the chat, you are listening on the different platforms, this is played on a website through StreamYard, or played through, I got it from a website, put it through a program, enhanced sound, and then I played it through. So yes, it gets a bit distorted either way, unless you have the actual original. Now, if you go to the website, have a good pair of headphones, and can just raise the volume, you will discover there's no need for audio enhancement. There's absolutely no need for it.
No.
Now, on the 7-second mark, 5 to 7 second mark, you hear a whisper. That is one thing that I got caught up with, because you can see that Abby is 15 yards away of the sort. This is middle of the day, there's wind, there's traffic. How do a whisper travel 15 yards into that little iPhone 6 microphone? Is it more
What
or
is
less?
what is the point is that so what is the evidence here? I mean, I know nothing about this case. Basically, you have a male
That's
voice, a male voice on the thing saying, hey, and if this was a threatening guy with a gun, they would be screaming. I mean, girls like that, they go, wah, but then they're saying, and there's a video of somebody crossing the thing within 20 seconds or so.
Yeah, this is in connection with the phone stopped moving at this recording is from 2:13 p.m. At 2:32 p.m. the phone stopped moving, and the prosecution says that's when they were killed.
What point? Sorry, what was the time differential there?
The phone recording was at 2:13 p.m.
Right.
The phone stopped moving at 2:32 p.m.
Well,
now there were actions on the phone after this, but the phone stopped moving at 2:32 p.m. and that is the state's case. They were killed at 2:32 p.m.
This is the thing. People are overly impressed by technology. So how good is the video of the man crossing the thing?
It's so poor. It is so poor, Steve. I've made videos on this, and people are so quick to make out shapes and things out of a bunch of tiny, tiny pixels. Right? There's so little information.
I think there was a second shooter actually. It was on the grassy knoll there.
And Steve, the whole foundation of the fact pattern of this case is that Libby, a 13-year-old who was in a relatively rural area that didn't have major crimes, had the situational wherewithal to notice a man with ill intent, not to pick a man following them on a bridge, which is not an uncommon thing.
Okay.
And then assume and figure out that man was there for ill intent to start recording him, because the supposition of the state has always been that the man that they recorded was the killer. However, we don't have any linkages beyond very, very wildly different IDs of people that had seen other people on trail. So this case was foobar to begin. The Marleys were dead to begin with. This case was terrible to begin with.
Well, and what about the beyond the reasonable doubt standard? I know maybe you bring up a.
Well, it's Indiana. We don't have that.
Now, Judge Gull, they weren't allowed to have a third-party culprit defense because she claimed she claimed there were no nexus. They have two people confessing, or three with Rick Allen in a drug-infused psychosis. They have two other people confessing, but according to Judge Gull, that wasn't a nexus.
Well, I think there were 13 other suspects.
Well, there were plenty of other suspects, but they were part of the same masonry lodge as the prosecutor.
And Rick Allen wasn't a suspect until about a month or so before a re-election campaign in which the sheriff was getting a lot of flack for not having solved this.
That's right. And the sheriff was also part of the same masonry lodge. Let's don't forget that.
And
So it's basically politics. It's sad, this is the thing. This is not about politics, though. This is about lives of people, not only the victims, but the defendants. You got to get these things right. And if you can't, then don't do it. I mean, I know there's pressure on these people to solve crimes and all, but not every crime is solvable or solved, right? I mean, I don't know. Yeah. It's there's such pressure. I got to get these. To stick it, but the answer is then to stick the crime hanging something on somebody that maybe didn't do it. What is that? That's the worst thing you could possibly do. You're getting me now. So you're really telling me that the only evidence is that little audio, a poor video of the guy crossing.
He had the same. They found a unspent shell casing.
Yeah,
I believe.
They found an unspent shell casing that was cycled through a gun. That was sent off for testing with Rick Allen's gun. The toolmark person couldn't do a match with an unspent cycled shell casing. So she fired the gun and then compared the spent casing with the unspent cartridge.
Well, and you know
Oh
what my
my God.
opinion is on,
Yes.
on shell
Yeah.
To begin with.
So
This
we
is
can
why I
start-
stopped
let's start
watching
there.
these cases. I just can't.
Yeah.
But
Wild.
and then as far as the evidence that actually tied him to the scene, that's about
That's
Yeah.
it.
thing.
That's
He-
100% it.
Yeah. A few days after the murders, they asked the general population to call in. Have you anything to say? Please do. So, Rick Allen phoned in and said, "I was there roughly at that time.
It
I
happened."
saw a group of 5 girls, and I looked down from the bridge looking at fish, and then I went home." That was the entirety.
Good
And
Samaritan.
then, in the probable cause affidavit, he had a Ford Focus, a 2016 Ford Focus. And in that probable cause affidavit, witnesses had described different vehicles. A smart car, a PT Cruiser,
Guilty.
a SUV, or a 1967 Comet, which then Holman said these essentially look the same.
Yeah. I got to charge my PT Cruiser, actually.
They have 4 wheels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they are 4 wheels. They generally
not
go
hovercraft.
forward more often than backwards. I mean, it is
So the now I'm sorry, I'm so ignorant of this because I'm so out of it. So I mean, maybe I'm asking questions that you're
you're
chatting.
No,
Let's
please.
get you up to speed because I don't know. I mean, it's hard to.
We
Just
talked
wait.
a bit about this case maybe 4 or 5 months ago about Judge Gull.
What is the status? Where is it like in the trial?
Oh, he's convicted and sentenced.
Oh, yeah.
140.
So you have seen the state's best evidence, and it's won.
No,
Well, no.
No.
Technically, no.
technically
No.
no, because it was never televised, and she has every media who have tried to get the evidence from court for the past 3 months have been denied because they were too vague.
Yeah. Basically, it was like the Johnny Depp trial trying to get seats into this courtroom.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
had to, like, you
There
had
was
to
a
wait all
lineup
night.
through the night. There
And
were
then,
line
like,
cutters.
Andrea Burkhart would go there, get a seat. All of them that got the seat had to run back outside to line up again, or else they'd lose their seat at lunch. So they had no time to drink, no time to really eat, barely go to the water fountain.
Yeah. And she told the witnesses, you don't have to lean into the microphone. It's not important. So people couldn't hear.
And the transcripts, well, I think
There's no transcripts.
not yet. I
No.
think they're close.
The
to
only
being
the
ready.
only piece of evidence so far is this 43-second video,
Yeah.
because that is from the defense. But that's it.
Like,
That's and he was convicted 4 months ago. He was sentenced 3 months ago, and for 3 months, Judge Gull has effectively hindered everybody who wanted evidence. I mean, now it's after the trial is concluded, it's supposed to be for the public.
And isn't she refusing to also correct the record too?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, she's confusing. And she's refused the motion to preserve evidence.
Well, what is the appellate issue here?
Oh, where do we
Oh,
start?
so many.
So many.
I mean, oh God.
Where do we
Well, first
begin?
of all, the hindrance of third-party culprit defense. Even though there are two other people
confessions.
confessing, that wasn't enough for nexus. They were near the crime scene. These people, who were the first people of interest,
Was
were
it,
near
like,
the crime scene.
On
not
one
a
of their
nexus.
land?
They were found on one of the person of interest land, not a nexus.
Hello?
So you have
Brady violation.
Oh,
Ra-
yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
Brady
yeah, the most
violation.
recent one. Yes, the most recent one.
Hang on.
The most recent
I've got
one.
one Brady violation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
the prosecutor withheld jailhouse informant writing to the prosecutor, withheld it from the defense, that somebody in the jail had confessed to it.
Yeah, and this is something the prosecution have known since 2017. And they claim, no, he's not credible. So all the defense knew that there was a prison snitch, and that the prosecution said, no, he's not credible. Because, and here's the thing, they said he failed a polygraph. Here's the thing, the polygraph was not about this case.
And it's a polygraph.
Yeah, it's a polygraph. That's
Yeah.
never been admissible.
There were 8
Pointless.
letters and an interview, right? And they found 2 of the letters when being asked about it this month.
Yeah.
After conviction.
After conviction, after sentencing, all of a sudden the prosecution, oh, we had these letters all the time.
How is that not Brady?
Because George Gull is presiding.
Well, he does say in the letters that he believed Rick Allen also was involved with these people.
So it's not exculpatory, apparently. Right?
According to the devil's advocate. According
Yeah,
to
we haven't actually, no. And even if he believes Rick Allen was involved through him speaking to the person who allegedly confessed to him, now apparently after the trial he has rescinded that. He no longer believes Rick Allen was a part of it.
Well, we actually had a case in Florida that was a death penalty case.
Oh, you turned it back on. Okay.
Yeah, I turned it back on. See why I try to mute so that you don't hear all this stuff. Anyways, we had a
Brandon, you don't have to pay for drinks. I'm drinking anyway. But if you want to see me, if you want to see me, Steve Gosney, headbutting the keyboard, you have to pay for it.
That's right. Well, actually, I'm going to be cutting off tonight my difficult dog donation, so I'm down for today. I've got a lot of updates on that, but I don't want to interfere with your stream.
No worries. No worries. Do you have it up? Do you have the stream up yet?
Actually,
so I can redirect?
Oh yeah, I don't know. Well, the thing is that where are we going? You're confusing me now, and I haven't even drank yet.
Thanks. Nice seeing you.
Oh, you gotta
Okay,
go?
thank you for being here, Jim.
Yeah.
Hi,
Bye,
Jim. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Hope
you.
to, hope to see you again. And
Yeah, for
please,
sure.
please post more on your YouTube channel so we can get you monetized.
I don't want to be okay. Post to Jim at Happily Angry Lawyer. Esquire.
Yes.
I wasn't planning on posting anything, but one thing led to another.
Yeah.
Well, you do your OnlyFans.
You got 3,000 views on your first test stream or test
That was my
video.
alarm.
So yeah, well, I'm kind of envious. So
Yep.
that
All right.
if you do what you do on X on your YouTube channel, and you will be fine.
Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
do everything on X. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Hope to have you back
Thanks.
sometime, and I'll talk to you on X
Yep.
later.
I'll be around.
Yep.
Bye.
Have a good one. See you. Bye.
I have been charged by your chat to tell you in Swedish to check your damn PayPal.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And speaking of leaving, I have to drop out as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
Unfortunately, it's going to be a mass exodus because I've got a
I
stream
know.
shortly.
Same. I have to
Nice
go with
to
Helen.
see you again, Connor.
Yeah, but
Let's
it was
go,
nice meeting
Brandon.
everyone.
Yeah, Let's
Nice
Go
seeing you.
Brandon
Nice
just
meeting you,
sent
Connor.
$300 via PayPal.
Oh, jeez.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Okay, so okay,
That's it,
so
man.
Nice
That's what I'm trying to hint. You see there, but he doesn't.
Yeah,
only speaks
Brandon, you
marginal
don't love
English.
me anymore.
I know.
let's get.
You want to pay me for sobriety?
Thank you for having us. Much appreciated.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you.
man.
Thank
nice
you.
to see you,
Thank
Hella
you.
and Dali.
Nice to see
See you
you.
guys.
Nice seeing you.
Yes,
Bye.
See you guys later. Bye. End stream
And-
or leave studio?
And since I'm apparently getting
End
inbred
stream.
drunk, I'm using the Alabama shot glass.
So I'll drop out after your shot.
All right. Thank you. Let's go, Brandon.
Be
Thank
well,
you so much.
Connor.
Well,
Oh.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for
Appreciate
being
it.
here.
Good to see
And-
you, man. We'll catch you up. We got to stream sometime, me and you, Connor.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, just hit me up and I'll answer.
Oh, and I have another short story coming out. I know you do bedtime stories. I'm going to do it for free. It's called Scooter Asks, Where is God? And Scooter is a cat, and he goes around and he discovers rescued. And he looks around. He's trying to find, where's God? Are you God? And so it's kind of a children's story about explaining where God is. And it's already written, but Daisy, who came in, it was just runner up on my difficult dog book, is a 13-year-old fan of mine, and she is going to be doing illustrations for Scooter. And so I'm giving her some books and letting her give the books to her classmates in exchange for her doing the art to Scooter. And I'm going to give away this. I'm going to give away the Scooter book via ebook to everybody who's bought one of my books. So, so maybe I could give it to you for reading on the nighttime thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, but we'll catch up. We got to do something, man. It's
nice. For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, have a good evening, night, morning, wherever you are. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. Bye-bye. Now, you had a case that reminded you of this situation?
Yes. Okay. So we're having directions over here. So yeah, the oh look, you get a wider angle.
Yay!
This is an activity. This is yeah. We had a case of Nancy Ryan, who was our division chief for a while in capital appeals. We only had 3 people, so it's like me, Nancy, and George at the time when I was doing death penalty appeals. And her first case out of the box, was a case, and I'm trying to remember the name of the case, because I was going to send it to you and you could read it. But in it, a guy was convicted and sent to death row. And there's a mandatory appellate review at the state level for death penalty cases, right? So someone gets a death penalty, there's an automatic death penalty review at the Florida Supreme Court. So what happened was there was the car. His fingerprints were found in the victim's stolen car. All right, so there was a killing in Florida. He was arrested. The car was found up north somewhere. His fingerprints were on the car, and based on those fingerprints, he was sent to death row.
Wow.
Now his explanation was that I was hitchhiking on I-75, and so 2 guys pulled over in this car, and they gave me a ride up north. That's it. It was an innocent explanation. And the fact is that and the Florida Supreme Court, to its credit, reversed that case, that death sentence, and remanded it, basically let him out of jail, saying that was insufficient to overcome the beyond a reasonable doubt standard. Wow. Sorry about the background. So and off the virtual background. Can you hear? I can't turn it on. I don't know how to turn it on. So then the next thing is, sorry, I'm dealing with 2 things here. There's the virtual world and there's the real world. The other part of that case, though, that is very important is that the beyond a reasonable doubt standard requires there's something called the reasonable hypothesis of innocence, right? If you have a reasonable hypothesis of innocence that's unrebutted by the state, then it must be a not guilty. And that makes sense, because if you have a reasonable hypothesis of innocence, that's not guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Right. The Florida Supreme Court has overturned that standard. It's called the circumstantial evidence standard. The circumstantial evidence standard says that if there's a reasonable hypothesis of innocence and you have a conviction based only on circumstantial evidence, like fingerprints in the car, that's a not guilty. They have since that case, they've overturned a case. And so basically now that guy'd still be on death row. Sorry about this background stuff. Yes, and Brandon,
I have
I'm
wild
game.
ferals. I have wild ferals at home, so I constantly, I'm just like, you guys, it is what it is.
Yeah.
The thing is that you just happen to be I have another story if you want to hear it.
Hello, Mrs. Gosney.
I know. I'm sorry. She's actually really sick right now, and my son is what do you call it? Cooking. So I have another story if you're game.
Yeah, but if we go back to the Delphi case, now the judge suppressed cell tower and all of that stuff. Because allegedly, we haven't seen this yet, but allegedly, at the time of what the prosecution claim is the time of the murder, he's not there. Now they had his phone there an hour earlier, but at the time of the murder, it's not there. And here's something weird, if you can say more weird stuff. In the vicinity, because there's only one cell tower in Delphi, in that is 2 burner phones. The same 2 burner phones was at the location of, or near the location of, another double murder of minor girls 5 years earlier. About 240 miles north in Idaho.
Yes.
Wow.
And I believe it was similarly a small rural town with close access to a major freeway.
Yeah.
So
And the lead detective reached out to Delphi. These are very similar. We need to cooperate because it might be the same person or people. And Delphi said, no. And why would you not accept help just in case? Okay, the girls up there were a few years younger, but they were abducted and later found murdered. 2 minor girls in a rural area. And I don't know enough about, because I don't know enough about that crime scene or anything to say if it is similar, but apparently, according to that investigator, it was similar enough for him to reach out to the Delphi police department and can we at least check it? And they said no.
Why did they deny it? This is a murder case. I mean, if you can't get
No, this
records...
was before they had somebody charged. They
but
reached
I
out.
don't care even if it's before or after. Now, after, what happened after? What did they subpoena the records afterwards?
No, I don't know if they have subpoenaed the records, but they reached out to Delphi after the murders of Abby and Libby and said, this has a few similarities. Can we check if anything else is similar so we can start investigating if this is a serial killer? And Delphi said no. Why would you do that?
I mean, it's kind of, if you can't do it for a double homicide of children,
Right.
basically you're never going to do it, right?
Yeah. I'm barely scratching the surface here. And then when you know that, okay, they reached out, and all of a sudden we hear after the trial, 2 burner phones were in Delphi the day of these murders, and the same burner phones was in that area on those murders. 5 years apart. The same 2 burner phones. What are the fucking odds? Sorry.
No, that's
All
the
of
thing.
them.
It brings out profanity because these are ridiculous cases that, you're like, what's going on here? Do people take these things seriously? Do they take murder seriously? Do they take the innocence of people seriously? Do they take what are we doing? I mean, if you've got, you got to go chase that evidence. Well, but of course we're not dealing with money. If you were dealing with money, if we were doing it in civil law, boy, we'd be overturning every frickin' pebble.
Yeah. Now, I did a rough search. If you say that Delphi is the center and the actual murderer lives there, even if it's Rick Allen, for the sake of argument, say it's Rick Allen, then you have the center is Delphi. 240 miles north, there's another. If you draw a circle and check what other crimes similar to this are there, because are they letting a serial killer loose, or is the serial killer already dead, as in Ron Logan? Why?
You also said that there were suspects that were related to the state attorney's office or something. What was
They are a part of the same masonry lodge in Delphi. the two first persons of interest, at least one of
Well,
them, that are
and
yeah.
well, and Ghazni, if you haven't heard a lot about this case, this is an incredibly small town. So the links between people, I mean, I believe that it is the largest town at 3,000 people. It's
Yeah.
also the county seat. So for Carroll County, the prosecutor is going to be intimately aware of a lot of different people in a way that if you're in even a moderate to small size city, you're not going to have these intimate sort of ties with people like he does. So there's also the point that this case was unsolved for darn near 5 years. Now, Steve, the unified command, the entire, mega minds that were working on this were stationed or kind of all put in the Carroll County, police station / prison. That is less than 2 minutes away walking from the only CVS sort of it's a CVS, but sort of the only kind of place to go get things very quickly if it's not, a Dairy Queen or something like that. But the only place you could go get Post-its real quick or your prescriptions. And you're telling me that no one in Unified Command, had all of these pictures, had all of these sketches going around, had access to the, video, the unaltered video, and yet none of them said, hey, that guy who fills my prescriptions or is the manager over at CVS, he kind of looks like that guy in that poster.
Yeah, for 5 years,
Yeah.
Rick Allen worked at CVS as a manager. He was storefront. Everybody went there.
Everyone knows him.
Not one tip out of 14,000 pointed its finger at Rick Allen for 5 years. Not
Wow.
one. Because he was this bridge guy for the first 3 witnesses of bridge guy described him as either middle-aged or in the 20s and beautiful or something in between. And there are 3 different sketches. One might resemble him. What do you know what nobody said about bridge guy? Short. Rick
No.
Allen is 5'4".
That's my height.
What's the first thing you describe a 5'4" man, middle-aged
Short.
man as? Yeah. And in trial, prosecution called those witnesses and never asked them, do you see the man you saw at the trail that day in this courtroom? They never asked any of the witnesses. And the counter argument, well, the defense didn't. They don't need to.
There's a phenomenon here that we need to talk about, and that is that people have this idea that that if somebody's being charged and they're in front of a jury, that they must be guilty, and there's something that we're being hidden and we don't know. It's because all this suppression idea, right? That there's evidence being suppressed, so we better get him because what's the risk if we let this child murderer off? Next, they're coming for my kids, and the state knows something, and so there's this sort of almost, and we have this danger. And I was doing public defender work. The cases that were the weakest were the ones that were the most dangerous because the jury wants to speculate. They think it's a mystery for us to solve, right? That's very dangerous. Here, I got to jump in with 2 things here. First of all, I want to say fiery red hot.
Can I say one thing first? Just one thing. The only comment from a jury we have heard so far is not verbatim or anything. If not Rick, who else? And this is the trial where the judge denied a third-party culprit defense.
Well, it's also, I mean, if you are not intimately aware of juries or trials, you don't understand sort of the ways that both sides can shade things. And there was a bit of theatrics. There was a bit of planning. Again, the state brought in, police officers, and whether you like it or not, Indiana is a very red state. It's a very, police officers, we kind of respect them. And who's going to think that an entire police department would conspire to, make something up, or that all prison guards that you brought up? I mean, it just, if you were not aware of the background and sort of the shenanigans already going on, it's a bit far-fetched. It sounds like a Hollywood movie that this, that not only the state, but that the cops and then the corrections officers are all in this together. And if you have a defense attorney trying to basically push that, it is going to sound fantastical to, again, I'm from Indiana. It's a very red, it's a very, respect law enforcement. The state is the state. No one would, bring an innocent person to trial, and if you're not used to juries or you're not used to trials, you would think that. You would baseline think that the state's not going to waste its time on an innocent person. There must be something there.
Yeah. The problem is the jury themselves should be able to see everything that is there. Like in theory, they should be able to see everything. And with that, for example, that clip that you said they're allowed to watch once, and it's being narrated to them by a witness, it doesn't make sense that you can even deny the jury, who's the people who's going to make the choice, and you're denying them the opportunity to actually look at the evidence. It doesn't make sense. That's why I stopped watching a lot of these cases, because I got so frustrated. Didn't matter.
Well, that's the thing.
I mean,
but try being involved and having people's lives in your hands, and facing these kind of things. Oh, I got a case right now. I mean, the nightmares, it's hard to explain, and you wonder, Les goes buying me a drink. He wants Nick and I to drink together. So we're down. But and you wonder why lawyers drink. It's the pay, it's one thing. You're just a spectator. You can't think about dealing with this every day. And you're talking to people, and it's like, what do you say to these prosecutors? What do you say to a jury? What do you say? You just do the best you can. And to see somebody go away, I mean, the worst I've ever had, I've had probably, I don't know, I don't want to say how many, but I mean, the one case that just drives me nuts is the one that the person got 10 years in prison, and they absolutely are not guilty. They're absolutely, they're innocent. I will say the person's actually innocent, and they did 10 years in prison. And that was the most painful case of my life. In fact, that trial is the centerpiece of my book, Death Penalty Desires, which that, if you know that, the trial in the middle of that is about 85% true. And I wrote that book. A lot of it was cathartic for me because it was so painful. It's a 4-day jury trial where an innocent person went down.
Yeah. And I say this once in a while. Well, how can you defend all these monsters? That's not the hard part. The hard part is the guys and girls who didn't do anything and are still in this situation.
Exactly. I mean, it's easy. See there, you're singing my praise.
Even in my I mean, I brought up the example earlier that I wish I only had one example of a pervert who was found in the girls' sauna looking up. I wish there was only one of those, and I still had to sit beside this thing and argue he needs to keep his job.
Well, the thing, okay, so representing somebody who is like they did it. Now, it's not that they're guilty, it's that they did it, and that you're presenting evidence. Well, first of all, the state has the burden of proof. So you can always just sit there and do nothing and say, well, the state has the burden of proof and they didn't meet the threshold, right? And then the next thing is any objections I'm doing, motions I'm doing on behalf of my client's rights. So you're protecting their constitutional rights. So again, there's no problem with that. My job is to advocate for them, to prevent illegally seized evidence from coming in, to make the best argument, to represent my client, because a lot of them can't enunciate very well. And then of course, if I win, then that's great. His rights were vindicated, that we put the state to the test. And if I lose, then the guy's guilty. So there's no. It's very easy to represent people like that. The hard ones are the ones that are actually innocent, because there's only one just result.
Now, the hard part is sitting next to a person you know. Yeah, you deserve this, but I will protect you, and then I will move on. But then you have the people. The cases I have to when I have after both men and women who are accused of something their boss didn't do, or they did or didn't do to their boss. I have to be vague here. And you know they didn't. And you sit there with all the arguments. But people say, they had to have done something.
Yeah.
And you sit there and you know, no, they didn't. Because the person at the other side of the table looks innocent, speaks innocent, but is, to my personal opinion, is a sociopath that can mimic. And you know it, and you can't say it.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of being across the table from a sociopath very recently. And it was interesting because I just know this. I know this fact because of a long period of interaction. And I had a chance to sit in a room and watch this person operate, knowing with that knowledge. And it was fascinating because it's like, oh, and if you bet the person, oh, that person's so charming. They're so wonderful. And I by the way, we got to start giving Lesko some response here. So let me just take a break here. And I also want to shout out to my buddy Fiery Red Podcast.
Yay!
Oh, is Fiery there?
He is here.
I missed him.
Awesome.
How the fuck are you still around?
There you are. Hi, Fiery. How you doing, bud?
I'm just kidding. I'm very, very happy you're still around. I'm very, very happy you're still around. But I also know you can take this.
Yes. Yeah.
Now
Good
this
to
is
see you,
number
buddy.
4. Thank you. Let's go, Brandon. Oh, by the way, if you're still here, there is a Let's Go Brandon lawsuit against NASCAR going. Let's Go Brandon. This is out of Florida, by the way. Let's Go Brandon meme coin defamation suit against NASCAR.
You're going to talk to that lawyer, right?
Yeah. In September, when I get to Miami, I'm going to meet up with Val Friedman, who is representing the Let's Go Brandon meme coin representatives.
And you're coming to Miami, man. I can't wait. I'm looking. You don't even know. I think about this all the time. I can't wait to show you Miami and give you a little tour and meet you and take you out to dinner, man. We're going to have a blast. What we have here is a what?
No,
Fiery Red Podcast says, Nick, I will haunt you. You don't want to be in my dreams.
Hey, man, if anybody want to know, I interviewed Fiery Red on my channel. It's called Look Up the Grave Robber. It's about his struggle with cancer. And it is a great interview, and I really am blessed to meet Mr. Fiery Red, and you can hear a full interview with him if you want to see. I like to hear the stories, and it's really moving, and he's a fighter, and I love the fact that he's here, and God bless you, man, and thank you to Let's Go Brandon for supporting our bad habits. What we have here is a tamarind martini.
Oh,
very exotic. I love tamarind. It's a very exotic flavor. You don't hear it much. The best drink I've ever had, I would say, was in Savannah at this bar in the bottom of the Marriott. And it was like an African themed bar, and they had a tamarind martini. And I've been trying to recreate it ever since. I got close, but it's not quite the same. But cheers to Let's Go Brandon, and God bless you, Mr. Fiery Red Broadcast. And this is also, I will say that just, I hate to be a grifter on your show. I'm not grifting.
No,
I'm just,
go ahead.
I'm updating.
Mm.
My difficult dog is being produced, and I will get that done probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So I've kind of self-funded it, but let's go, Brent. What?
You want something?
Do I want something?
You asked for something, but I was busy.
Well, do you know how to know how to mix a sidecar?
No.
You want to learn?
You want to learn? No.
Yeah,
It will be on your
let's have the
SAT.
kids.
Well, here, wait a second. Let me get some one. So here's
I would
Stevie.
be
Come
more
on.
happy to be on stream, but I'm not shaved. I
No,
haven't
so who
shaved.
cares? Here, I'll show you.
Neither am
Stevie.
I. And I don't know about the girls, but neither am I.
Well,
Okay,
it's
so
still
this
winter
is
here.
my wonderful son, Steven.
I've been on stream before.
Well, Brandon, the thing is Brandon's here. Let's go, Brandon.
Okay.
And the thing is that we're halfway to cigars. That's the thing. That's my statement.
Okay.
And I know Mom's sick over here. She's sick on the
Oh.
couch, but she's given me permission that if we do double what we are, we can cigar it. But Stevie has to fix me sidecars because that's the point. Because it's not, I've already promised him to finish off the martini, but in order to get into cigar zone, we need that. So you got to be able to fix the sidecar. So here's what we got to do.
Okay.
You got to take the mixer thing up there and do a third Cointreau, a third sweet and sour, and a third brandy, Fundador brandy.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Cointreau, brandy, and sweet and sour.
Yeah, Cointreau. Bring them out and I'll show you. So first get.
This is why you get kids. This is why you have kids.
Right? To do chores and pour drinks. I know.
So Brandon's corrupting the next generation. Yeah, that's it right here. Look at this. Check this out. I'll show the people.
Ooh.
See, this is a little mixer. It's got sidecar on it. See there?
Oh, that's cute.
Isn't that neat? So you
That's awesome.
and what you do
You don't
is
even
you
have
mix
to
it
think
up.
about it when you're drunk. You can just.
And you do a third, a third, a third. It's easy. And you mix it. You throw it in the
I love
fridge.
that.
It's cool.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny.
I love that cup. I don't need one in my house, but I love that cup. I'd be in trouble.
There's no light pour. It's a third, a third, a third. That's the rule. It's
Yeah.
cool. That's actually the French sidecar because the English sidecar is like 7 parts brandy, 1 and 1, which is crazy. That's like Churchillian
That sounds
alcoholism.
Does the French sidecar makes you give up sooner?
It's not called the sidecar over there. It's called the surrender.
It's
Yeah.
the white flag. No.
Okay,
Oh.
so this is number 1's almost done here. Let me go. How are you doing? What are you drinking, Nick?
Well, I had gin and tonics, and then Let's Go Brandon sent me money for 6 shots of gin, and I am on number 4.
Now where you've been number 4? I didn't see you. You got to announce them. That's the whole fun.
Okay,
There we
then
go.
I will
There we
announce
go.
this one. The standard gin, Gordon's.
These are actually pretty. This is like a double. This just so Brandon knows. Look at that's a big pour. This is a martini, man. There you go. See, he doubts our honesty. This is the thing. I will say that I haven't completed Brandon's challenges before, and I've gone in and finished them offline because I'm so honest that I can't.
Well, you also can't lie during Lent. I mean, that's like a double sin.
Where's the stuff?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's down below there.
Oh, it's underneath there.
Yeah.
He's going to
Yeah,
make you a vodka, dark eyes, and Mad Dog 2020 sidecar.
Yeah, I mean, about a year and a half ago, I mean, I started to get behind on
Thank you.
Let's Go Brandon, so I had to start daytime drinking to get caught up. That was kind of rough.
Yes, and Brandon's complaining about my numbers for cigars. I will tell you, cigars. My wife is really against cigars, and she's sick over here, so she's going to be really mad. So I will just say that like the cigar level is available today, and today only. I only drink. I smoke a cigar like once in a blue moon. Oh, here he comes! Look, yes. So here we go. So there's
Where's
the
the-
sweet and sour.
Cointreau.
There's the thing. The Quant is orange liqueur.
What's the
There's,
brand of your sweet and sour?
Well, this is actually Maxter of mixes, but I prefer Rose's sweet and sour. This is pretty good, but Rose's is better. And then
I can't get
here's
roses, or at least back when I was really
No.
drinking, they stopped carrying
orange.
roses
It's
in
up on top
Canada,
there.
and it was the
Ooh.
best sweet and sour. Yeah.
We're
I
showing people the
apologize for
ingredients.
Mr. Trump taking it away.
No, it disappeared long before Mr. Trump took it away. Honestly,
But
his-
if you
This is
become
your-
the 51st state, we will give
well,
it
then it will
back.
be back again. I've got.
I'm not saying I'm predicting the future, but I do think with in 10 years from now, we will all be living in the Greenlandic Confederation.
At this
The
point, it would
Green-
be- it's just as likely.
This is getting more fun as we go. Brandon's fueling the party, isn't it?
Well,
I love
listen,
it.
Brendan, I've
As-
got to buy me a coffee, and I got a half a bottle of illegal Jack Daniels in my Canadian home. Just saying.
Oh, I don't
Calling the
know
Mounties.
if I have. Well, I do have.
I heard about the
Oh.
tariffs. I'm like, ooh, I really want Jack Daniels honey. I've been craving it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ah.
it's wild. The tariffs, it's all just a big smoke screen, and it's funny though because apparently your eggs are getting less expensive every week. They're like cheaper and cheaper. So pretty
Oh, I
soon all
heard-
those illegal egg coming across the border there will stop.
Oh, the egg smuggling bandits.
Dude,
Egg smuggling, the egg
we were
smugglers.
reading about it. There was a headline. More people were caught bringing eggs across illegally than they caught fentanyl illegally in the
I
last
just
month.
imagine someone like taking a dip of an egg and like, this is some beaters.
Good
Oh,
stuff. That
like this is a great day. And then like someone with a straw and a joke and just like,
I don't know what's going on. It's
I just
starting to
have
get
trouble-
fun.
where is Granny gonna hide these eggs if she's trying to bring them back across the border, right? Like, where are we? Not even Granny. Just think of anyone.
Is it
Where
like
are you
hookers and
gonna
ping
put
pong balls?
eggs? Where are
I
you
don't
gonna
know.
put them? I don't.
Hookers
Smuggling
and ping pong
eggs.
balls.
What if
how many
somebody
can you
pets-
fit?
Yeah, but ping pong balls can withstand some pressure. Eggs are pretty delicate.
No, they're not.
Well,
Well, yeah, they are. I mean, it's
yeah,
an
they
egg.
are. Raw eggs,
yeah.
like not hard boiling them. This is brand new raw egg.
well,
I
I
d-
mean, if you
Jim, if you're watching this is the chaos I was talking about.
okay, you know how you smuggle eggs? You put colostomy samples on a box, and then you put the eggs in that box, and ain't no one gonna want to look in there.
You know what? That's not half bad.
It's a good thing I use my powers for
Welcome to
good and not
the Nick
I've
Starro
got a
Legal
buddy-
Snark Show, where we advise on egg
How did
smuggling.
you? Well, I've got a buddy who runs an imaginary exotic meat market, and we've been trying to figure out how to get the ostrich eggs across our border. It's wild. Some chatter of his made a joke about exotic meat market, and it's just exploded from there. And the chat goes off about.
Have you heard
all
about the
different meats.
Norwegian, the Swede, and the Finn who was caught by cannibals?
No.
No, have you heard that one? No. So they were caught on this almost deserted island, and the cannibal said to them, "Go out and pick a fruit or a berry or a nut." And they said, "Okay." And then the Swede came back, and he had grapes. Okay, you have to have 50 of them up your keister. And okay, he did so. Okay, we won't eat you. And he was sent away. Then it was time for the Finn. And he came with blueberries, because deserted islands have blueberries apparently. And he put 50. And then he just laughed, and he had to start over. And 50. And he has to start over. 50, and he had to start over. And then the cannibal said, "Why are you laughing and have to start over?" Well, the Norwegian are collecting coconuts. Yeah. Oh.
It hurts just a little. My ancestry is Norwegian. Just... it hurts a little.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
It's killing me. This is fun, man. I'll tell you. Thank you for the invite, Nick. You're a blast. So
my gosh.
I missed you, buddy. I've been working so hard.
I missed you too. I missed you too so much.
Look, got the next
I can't
one up.
wait to see you in September.
I know.
Okay.
We got to talk. Like, here we go. We got another double. This is another, and I think I'm almost done. Look at this. This is the whole thing. So
I don't know if this is
Steve's
number
gonna
5
become
or
the
6.
happy corner from Petty Express.
But here, cheers to you, my friend Nick Starro, for coming to Miami in September. I can't wait. I'm gonna show you the town, man.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
I was about to say I have to get some more cold caffeine.
Ginger with the soul. I'm Norse too. Well, by
Hello,
DNA.
hon. Been a minute.
Oh,
Now
man.
everybody says, "Oh, the Irish are red-headed because of this and that." No, we brought you the redheads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was us.
Which may or may not have been voluntarily. I mean, but then again, if you are in Ireland in the 9th century, and all of a sudden here comes a 6-foot man who likes to clean themselves, likes to bathe, show up, muscles and everything. How much of it was really involuntarily?
I was like, no, Henry Cavill, please. I'm married. Bye, Mr. Mo.
I mean, yeah.
So, well, I want to get a ruling from the channel here.
Oh,
Was that was bigger than that? Was that a double?
Yes.
Is that a double? Okay, because I'm getting some blowback.
I don't do math.
Oh,
I was about to say,
Cup full, good.
yeah, look, I was religiously watching Jeff to get away from botched wine, and now I need to follow Steve so I know what a sidecar is and such.
I'm having fun.
Good.
You know what I
Yes.
really enjoy is a good Harvey Wallbanger. It's really nice. You do orange juice and vodka, but then you put a little bit of not grenadine. Not grenadine, it's the other one. Galliano. A little bit of Galliano in it.
Oh,
just for
no.
the flavor. Oh, it's so
Oh
tasty.
no! Oh no!
I love
Oh,
the
no.
taste of Galliano.
Listen,
There is one of this vanilla liqueur number 43.
Okay.
Vanilla ones. A friend of mine had 50-50 vanilla this liqueur number 43 with milk to festivals.
oh,
Because it
So like
became
a
vanilla
White Russian.
vanilla milkshakes.
Yeah.
So he brought. We have like these half-gallon bottles. So if we were on a 5-day festival, he had 10 of those. 50-50 vanilla 43 and milk.
Wow.
He defied gravity at the day 3 because you could see him against the fence relieving himself in like that. And then he just stood up and walked away. So he defied gravity with liqueur 43 and milk.
That's awesome.
I'm
There's no way my
planning
stomach
a
could
trip
take
to
it.
Florida, but I don't know
Welcome to Scandinavia, where liqueur 43 and milk makes you defy gravity.
But
Oh,
my
I
trip
have no
to
idea
Florida
if
is
this
going to be
is
fun.
5 or 6, but thank you, Brandon. Let's go.
I think that's 5.
I have
Yeah, because
no
I
idea.
think
I saw
you
you
said
flash 4.
4. Yeah.
So this
I,
would be
haven't
5.
seen-
I do not flash any of my 4s.
Okay.
Because
Pants
you're
are
a
prison.
7.
Pants are prison.
You know, I miss Flux too. Where's Flux been? Have you seen her in a while?
I've seen her on X. Something about her dog, I think.
Carrie Matchett says that you should come down to Miami. Are you in Florida?
No, I'm in Indiana, but I've been looking at going to Florida. A lot of the RSD foundation and research is down there. So, also I want to meet every Florida man.
Yes.
Wouldn't
that be great?
Oh, we can
Wouldn't
go
it
to
be a
court
tour
together.
of Florida man?
We can go
Yes,
to court
well,
together because
they're all boy. Florida drivers, Miami drivers are insane here. I mean, you wouldn't believe it, but you should come down. Maybe when Nick comes in, we'll hang out.
have a meetup of sorts. And now I'm going there partially because of Val Friedman and Steve Gosling, but also because I'm going to cover the Y&W Melly retrial. So I'm going to try to get into the courtroom
Nice.
of the Y&W Melly retrial, and I'm going to bring a notebook that says evil plans and stuff, and have his defense attorney sign it. I think she will kill me before that, but yeah, I need to do it.
The trial you need to cover is the one up at the murder for hire trial up in Jacksonville. I don't know when that's going to be set, but you need to keep covering that. You know, the woman who is married to the
Adelson. Yeah, I'm already covering that.
Yeah, that's a good one. You're gonna like that one.
Yeah, Donna Adelson is up for trial. Donna Adelson, if you don't know who she is the mother-in-law of the Dan Markell, the law professor,
right?
Who suggested to her daughter that let's dress up the kids in Austrian painter youth uniforms, just despite your Jewish former husband.
Okay, this is also not putting into context that these women are also Jewish too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, it's actually the Shauna Gardner trial. That's what it is.
Oh, Shauna Gardner.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Since I about 2.5 months ago, I caught pneumonia. So I have to scale down my trial coverage to the trials I actually not care about, but I mean, it's the Adelson, it's the Delphi, it's the Zachariah Anderson, it's the Y&W Melly. It's everything that's going on with the DA Fonnie Willis. I have to scale down because my body kind of tells me if you don't do this, I will kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does that, doesn't it?
Yeah. And since I took that decision, YouTube took that as let's go shadow ban Nick. So I have like a quarter of the views I normally have. So everybody, please. I mean, I have
the
a video.
YouTube they do weird things. It's like all of a sudden you're up on top and then they cut you, you know?
I have a video out with 50 comments, 150 thumbs ups, and less than 400 views.
I had some streams that I had like 20,000 views on in the Murdoch trial.
Yeah.
And then I go back and they have 1,200 views. I'm like, how did my views get cut? How did it go negative? I mean, once the view,
how do they reverse their view?
I don't know.
How does that happen?
Yeah. But the thing is, keep going, put out content. Now, Colonel Kurtz, I had a stream with her earlier today. She said, clip everything about what because we are talking about the Blake Lively and the hijacking of Me Too. So I will put out that as a video in about 2 hours. So I have no idea why YouTube decided to remove a lot of subscribers and all of the views. I don't know, but this is the thing that happened to Kurt, that happened to Aussie Overlord. Sometimes YouTube just decides to, hey, fuck this guy. And the only thing to go through it is to keep putting out content and for you guys to watch it. Put the thumbs up. Have a comment, but because sooner or later YouTube can't do anything about it.
Well, yeah, and YouTube is, and this is,
and that is also why I love you guys over at Rumble who talks and likes, because all of a sudden people start noticing my Rumble. And thank you. And currently I have more viewers over at X than on YouTube.
Wow.
How do you go about streaming on X? Do you need to be verified and have an account, like a paid account?
Yeah, I
and all
know.
that?
Yeah, you need to be
I believe-
verified now.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to be verified. I have to pay that $8 a month
Yeah.
to be
Okay.
able to.
Okay.
But so the I'm going to check here. I have current viewers on X 132. Current viewer on YouTube 90. Current viewers on Rumble is 40. So
Rumble's been off lately, though.
yeah,
What do you mean it's been
They'll
off?
fluctuate during the live stream. I've noticed.
yeah,
They'll put the zero and then
it
back.
goes up and
Just-
down, up and
yeah.
down all the time. I don't know what. But
Yeah.
currently, but here's the thing: YouTube is cash. That's the thing. I have until Rumble actually gets proper revenue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It,
But
Well-
if folks, what you can do to help me is to watch, go back, pick one of these, what you call it, the
Yeah, this is the thing. Are you feeling it?
playlists. Yeah, one of the
Playlists. I'm-
playlists, and just go through it. Yeah.
Can I say that I owe Brandon one sidecar? That's my deal. Anything beyond that, it's no go, because I'm already feeling it, and I haven't had dinner. I haven't had anything to eat, so it's already
Don't you-
killing me.
don't you love it when Brandon gets you on the days
What?
that you just haven't eaten?
Yeah.
Come on.
Jesus Christ. I just opened this fucking bottle, and
Holy
it's halfway
Hannah.
through.
Holy,
Just eat the fish.
Man does not live
I
on
think
bread
I'm
alone.
more than 6 shots in.
No, man does
You
not
might
live
be.
on brandy
to be
alone.
fair, I haven't been paying attention-ish. So
I saw you do 4, and I didn't see, or I saw you do 3 and 4, and I didn't see you do 5. So that's where I was.
This
at.
was 3.
That
I
feels
owe
like
Brandon
6,
1.
but yeah.
That's it.
And I
My
wasn't
s-
sober when I started this stream.
You can eat a fish on stream. You can do that.
Okay, do I have permission to eat my fish on stream? We're eating fish on Friday. See, I am very good
Mm.
Catholic here. Have you given up anything
Hey.
for Lent, Mr. Nick?
What's Lent?
What's oh, okay. what a pagan! What a!
Good answer.
Let's go storm the beaches as a Viking on your longboat and just burn the church.
I know
That's
what
right.
Lent is. No, we are an extremely secular country. Extremely. We do honor all traditions, whether it's Catholic, Jewish, Protestant. We honor it. We may not always follow it, but we will always honor it. Well, even if a bunch of Islamic traditions, we honor it. We might not follow it.
you know what? This time, I always think of, this is going to sound really blasphemous, but I'm in a country where I'm not going to get in trouble for it. So, at least for now, But I always think of Ramadan as Islamic Lent, so I'm like, oh my God, Ramadan and Catholic Lent are together this year. It's like a Rama-Lent, miracle.
It's a Ramalama Ding Dong.
And now I can't go to Sweden.
No.
I will tell you that Brandon is punishing me tonight for my difficult dog. And I appreciate it. He's Look at this guy. He's a fellow Catholic. I happen to know this. And he's doing this just to honor me. I will say that my son is telling me I really need to eat my fish for Lent.
Yeah.
My dinner.
Yes.
So I'm going to eat my dinner and then I will plunge ahead with Brandon's contract. And if I don't make it on this, then he said that I should go over to the expert stream and finish it off. So I'm going to give it a shot. All right. I'm here with you. I'm here with you until the bitter end, Nick. Right? We're gonna storm the beach. Hey, wait a second. I'm not storming the beach. You're the Viking. My ancestors fled the islands because they wanted to escape your ancestors.
You cannot escape us.
Or what about you,
The
Mo
Catholics
and
waited
Digger?
till we had numbers on our sides, and then we went after people.
Hey, Mo and Digger, do you guys drinking? Or what is this? Are you going to join in?
Oh, well, so the thing is, I am
poured a
such
little,
a
but-
baby drinker that,
Yeah.
like, if I have a margarita, I end up with another kid. It has been scientifically proven, and
And you're about done, so
I am. Well, we have done the Bob Barker treatment. Both Mr. Mo and I are spayed and neutered. Spay and neuter your parents. Don't have more
Yes.
siblings.
that's good.
But I have a feeling if the margarita level was enough, I have enough Irish Catholic in me that my tubes would magically untie themselves in order to, make sure we're just using that for procreation.
Yeah. I mean,
This is fun. This is a fun stream, man.
Yeah, a bunch of years ago, I dated a Northern Irish girl, and in Ireland and Northern Ireland, a lot of kids are born 9 months after St. Paddy's Day. For some odd reason, and it may, especially, and now these are the babies that are going full term. Apparently, in Ireland and Northern Ireland, you have between 5, 6, and 7 month pregnancies that just apparently produce full grown children. Or, for some odd reason, which always, if you go back 9 months,
Nicholas, if you pay your local priest an indulgence, you kind of get a Catholic mulligan, and then you get to start over on the pregnancy whenever you say it is.
See, Mo is old school Catholic. This is old school Catholic right here.
My grandmother was Shiite Catholic, so it was a picture of Sacred Heart Jesus,
Thank you. Look at
Mary, and then Kennedy.
Nice.
Mo is hilarious. You're funny, man. I love it. Here, I got to eat because if I don't eat, I've only had a bit of toast with peanut butter, and I had a sushi, like one thing of sushi from Publix today. So I'm not only my empty stomach, I'm
Publix a
drinking.
gas
Sushi
station?
from
Did you have
Publix?
gas station sushi?
You're not from the South. Publix is the
No.
best grocery store in the whole world, man.
Oh,
I
I
have
thought it
been
was like a
reliably
drugstore.
told that
Oh,
in the South, Piggly Wiggly is the
No.
best store.
I
No,
thought.
Miami. If you go, Miami's the only place that you go. You have to go north to go south.
When I get to Miami, and because I have an extraordinary love for cigars, I need to visit the Cuban quarters.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to give you the grand tour. You just got to give me the whole day. We're going to go down. We're going to go to Little Haiti. We're going to go to Little Havana. We're going to go to South Beach and see the. We're going to see all the Art Deco on South Beach and the Versace.
I was going to say
Museum.
the gays.
Oh,
but
Yeah, the gays are there too. And then we're going to go to Bayfront, and I'll probably be living in Brickell at the time, which is the Wall Street of Miami. So we'll go to the big Brickell, and then we'll go to Coral Gables, and you'll see the beautiful banyan trees that all go down.
Yeah.
They called the Miracle Mile. And oh boy, I'm gonna give you the Grand Poobah tour, man. You're just gonna be. It's off. It's a big city. Miami's a big city.
Yeah. I know. I mean, I've seen. This is one of the things. I mean, I've been to Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, and everything. I know about big cities, but it's one thing about staying there and passing through, and then actually being there.
And you need to also
Miami
come
is-
look. We'll have you at my table, and we'll break bread with my family.
Yeah,
If you're
Definitely.
down for it,
absolutely.
My wife only cooks for those people she loves. So
I
she's
can't.
great.
This is one of the things I can't guarantee because it's a 50-50 situation. Because almost always, once the first impression is either yes or no. And
what do you mean?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Somehow, I've been this through mother-in-laws and father-in-laws and all of the things. Once I go through that door, the first impression is either, oh, hell no, or hello, good to see you. Because I usually just fill up the frame of the door. And some people say it's like, oh, fuck no. And someone, oh, this will be fun.
Well, we've been checking out different restaurants all through Miami. So we have some really favorite places. There's a great Peruvian restaurant with fish gazpacho. It has beautiful fish and lime and corn and onions in a nice little gazpacho, and it's so tangy and tart. Beautiful. And we've got that. We've got a great sushi restaurant that we had to go to.
I
We
can
have
eat any
Cuban
kind
food.
of fish because we have rotten fish.
Yeah,
You
I was
eat
about to
rotten
say,
fish.
he'll
for
just be
fun.
glad that's not fermented. He'll be like, holy crap, it's fresh.
We have surströmming. I will eat fish.
See, Nick is so much better than me. I'm like, do you have access to chicken fingers and ranch dressing?
Well, and see, I'm a Southerner at heart. I get it, but you're in Miami, man. It's got some of the best restaurants in the world here.
Steve,
We
I
went
don't
to
think
the-
you understand the level to which I am a picky eater. Because you said you're like ceviche, and I'm like, does he know that's raw fish?
Yeah, I love it. Sushi and raw fish, great.
I mean,
I
I've
would be that
eaten
one person
raw
at the
elk.
sushi place, like,
So
French
raw fish
fries.
is like, yeah.
Anything?
They're right.
I-
Foreign food is French fries. I respect it. Look, I'm a Southern eater too. I'm okay with it.
Foreign food is French fries.
well, no, look, y'all, Steve, I think you need to understand the level to which I have ridiculousness about food. So I have not really been hungry all week. I wanted to get this like breakfast sandwich. Now, I opened up my said breakfast sandwich to find out that they had put on mayonnaise and lettuce on this breakfast sandwich. And I could not eat anything on the sandwich because I could taste the green. The green of the lettuce had infiltrated every single bit of the sandwich.
You remind me of the Seinfeld clip, Newman, and he's talking about broccoli, and broccoli vile weed.
Pretty much, I am that person. I'm like, I don't like avocados. I don't like. I can eat broccoli, but then by the time you put cheese and bacon on it, is it still a vegetable?
Yeah. No, it does tend to lose a little bit.
Oh, I got a good recommendation. Bombay Darbar. We've been looking for a good Indian restaurant in Miami. So Bombay Darbar. Okay, thank you. I'll write that down. Yeah, I love. It's funny. I mean, I love different exotic foods, and all trying out. We went to the Trump steakhouse at Doral, at his
So do
country
his
club.
steaks come charred with ketchup, or can you order medium well without ketchup?
I ordered my steak medium well and got ketchup just to try it. At the Trump, I did that, but I gotta say, I'm not really impressed. It's not the way I like. I like my ribeyes medium rare, with a crispy, like a Pittsburgh, with a black on the outside and kind of pink on the inside, and then that's it. But
See, I didn't know that you
the
could
way-
have steak anything other than medium well to well done with ketchup. I thought that's how steak came. And I was in my 20s before I had a first real steak, and it was mind blowing the difference. My mom, yeah, unless it was cooked, meat has to be cooked all the way through. All the way through. So unless that steak was like gray, it wasn't cooked enough yet.
Oh God, no.
Well,
And at that point, the ketchup is necessary to make the steak taste good.
Oh God, no.
No, there's a great steakhouse, probably one of the top steakhouses in the world in Tampa, called Burns, Berns, Burns Steakhouse. In fact, when I took Nick Ricada to Burns Steakhouse back in the day, back when he was normal, and we had and it's some of the best. One of the best things I've ever seen or ever tasted was the what do they call the raw steak? It was ground up. It was a what do they call it? Steak tartare.
Tartare.
Yeah.
Steak tartare. Steak tartare at Burns Steakhouse, world class. So, yeah, good to see you, Just Incredible. We got a lot of friends here in the chats, man. I love the chats. You guys I love a chat. You know that? That's one of my favorite things about the internet is that here we are talking, we're having a good time, having fun, and there's people here watching that are enjoying it with us. Like we're having a blast, aren't we?
Yeah.
And I'm only 3 drinks in. I owe Brandon 5.
I'll have to plan a trip when I'm not in a coma.
You should come down, man. Hey, good to see a yellow, orange, reds here. We got all these good folks, man. Look at all these good people in the chat. Ginger with a soul, Just Incredible, Diane, all these nice people. Sticky Widget.
3 drinks.
I owe a bunch
3
of drinks.
drinks. Yeah.
How long are you on there, Nick?
I am 3 gin and tonics and 6 shots in. Cheers.
Woohoo!
Oh,
There's a grunt from the Viking. MLS asked how many shots is Steve in. Technically I'm 3, but don't believe Brandon. That's Brandon numbers because these were because that was 3 doubles. So as far as I'm concerned, it was 6. But because he's a pain in the ass and he wants me to smoke a cigar tonight, he's knocked it off and he said those are only 1. But that was like Martini City, man. 3 double martinis. But because I'm a man of my word, I owe Brandon 5 seconds.
oh Jesus! No, you don't.
Wait a minute.
No, you don't.
Lawyer
Yes,
math.
Here, I will take 1 off.
Yeah.
Are you gonna take one for the
Steve,
team?
Go with the technicality. You're a lawyer. That's
I
what
already
we
have my
expect.
6 or 7.
Only lawyers could argue over
I will
and
have
or
this.
if.
I will 7 or 8.
And Brandon, I will let you know, contracts are assignable unless otherwise specified. So the fact that you just took 1 for me, that means that's 1 off me. So that means I only owe 3 sidecars rather than 4.
Yep.
So because I'm assigning my contract, one of those drink contracts to, and there's no the default law under common law is that contracts are assignable unless otherwise specified. And there was never any
Okay,
specifications.
wait. Do we get subject matter jurisdiction on this?
I don't know.
Grounds. Damn it. Grounds.
Oh,
Oh, what
I
class do I
just-
need to take to be a third-party intervener? Asking for a friend.
yeah. I just started the Georgia versus Pierce pro se sov sit murder case, and Judge McBurney is one of these amazing judges who has been through it all. Judge McBurney just said, okay, and he let this solve sit go through it all and said, in the next proceeding, you just have to reference what you already said because it saves time. And he just get, all right. Judge McBurney is the judge who fined Fannie Willis $21,000 in lawyers' fees for not giving the documents to the other side. Judge McBurney is a fucking hero. And Judge McBurney is one of the, you have judges that you stream and restream, and you have the Judge Gaither and the Judge whatevers. Judge McBurney is somewhat of a new judge. He's only been a judge for maybe a couple of years. But he takes his responsibility. Oh, he's serious. And he's out of Atlanta, Georgia, Fulton County, and he's bringing it to Fannie Willis.
Well,
he's really I put out a video about this maybe 6 or 7 hours ago about Judge Burney. He's so fed up with prosecute with Fannie Willis. The snark he puts in his order is amazing.
Nice.
It's one of these judges you wish was all around the country. Because he really writes out the snark.
I love it when judges like lay it on the line. The thing is, though, they better damn well rule the right way. Add the snark when they're firing it down. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they like to add snark and go ahead and rule against you. It's like, yeah, that pleading was terrible and they're all wrong, and they like the snark, but I'm going to grant the motion anyway. It's like, well, wait a second. If you're going to grant the motion, don't give me that like the other side was an idiot. Hey, I got to restock here. See, he's look at this kid. Is he a great kid or what?
Oh, he's emptying the dishwasher without you needing a parole officer like my children.
Right, that's right. So let me go and refill here. Thank you to Ghost and Ghost in the chat, and Adana loves Zumba. You got a good chat, Nick. This is all my buddies,
Yeah, I know. I see them all. I see them all. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You are
okay. I'm at the point that I'm close to losing consciousness, and I need to hand this over because I did everything. Let's go, Brandon asked me to, and probably a bit more. Yeah, you know where I'm headed.
Yeah.
I have to go off.
Well, then, Steve, you might want to tell Steve to go over to expert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm here to be the designated Mo, which is terrifying, really.
Yeah.
Hey, quick, Nick, can you say the alphabet backwards? I always wondered if a drunk person really could do
backwards.
that. Like when you're testing for drunkenness and you have to say the alphabet backwards.
I will never.
I can't do that.
I will never concede to a drunk driving test.
Well, with the way you were slurring your words, I didn't think I'd need you to say the alphabet.
Yeah, I'm fucked. Yeah, I'm
quick.
fucked.
Look at the tip of this pen.
Now follow it with just your eye.
Nick proceeds to say, like I'm super drunk.
Here's the thing. I will take one for the team, but I'm off. because
Yes.
I'm off because of I fuck. And
Steve, you
because
got to
I'm-
go over to the expert because Nick's calling it.
What? You know
Yeah.
what, Nick? You're calling it. Why are you calling it? Is expert
because
streaming?
I'm too drunk.
Oh my goodness! Really?
Yeah.
When did that happen? We were just cruising along, and all of a sudden you're too drunk.
Within the last 3 hours, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we're all
Gradually, then all of a sudden.
Yeah,
All of a sudden, yeah.
yeah. I'm too fucked.
Well, hey, buddy, when you get that way and you're at my house, we got a couch right here just for you, buddy.
Nice.
Now,
Yeah, this isn't Canton, Maine. You can't
I'm
go
trying
driving.
to find somewhere to send you over, and I don't have.
Is expert streaming?
What?
Is the expert streaming? Brandon made me promise that I would finish my job over at expert. But you know, how can I invite myself onto expert stream? He's not.
I have.
Boy, you are a hit.
I'm sending you over to Hellas stream. But before I
Okay.
do that, I have another one.
Thanks for having me, Nick. And
Hey,
it was
this is-
nice to see you, Mo and Steve.
Yeah,
I'm just having
because
fun just getting
I
started.
I need to fuck the fuck off. And thank you, Mo.
Yes.
Mo, what are you doing?
So tomorrow I will probably be on with Baker for Stabby Day, and then we will be having Legal Shenanigans Theater. We are going to be sticking with the Edgecombe trial, going to closing arguments, where I try not to stab my eyeball out while Ivory Lamar is talking. So expect a lot of cursing. Also, it'll be rainy, and so that Hagatha the Leg and the artist formerly known as the Good Leg will both be bitching at me. So expect cursey words. And Steve, the reason I say that I'll have to have another trip to Florida is because I'm looking at Florida is one of the only states in the union that they have medically induced ketamine comas for CRPS to see if that's a possibility of long-term pain relief. So basically, I'll be in Florida, but
In a coma.
if I'm approved, I'll be in a coma for 5 days. So
I don't know what to
They
say.
could
to
weekend
that.
at Bernie's you.
I mean, I do hope to run for president during that time.
Hey Nick, why don't you hold on for a second, and I'll go ahead and I'll set up a stream, and you can dump over to me.
Set it up so I can.
Okay, and then go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted Digger here. Give me a second though. It takes me a second to set this stuff up.
Digger, what are you up to?
I do a lot of streaming every day, but Mondays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, I hang out and I talk to the chat. I talk to any friends who want to come up on camera with me and hang out. And then on Thursday morning, I will be beginning to read Prepare, actually. It's right here. I read a book every Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Pacific. And we just finished the last one. We're going to start Prepare. I can never get the reflection of, there we go. Okay. So we start this Thursday morning.
See, and here I was thinking it was going to be a dramatic reading of 50 Shades of Grey. Damn,
No,
I'm never right.
I've learned from other people's mistakes, and I stay away from the LGBTQ stuff.
Yeah, tell me about it. Let's see. Hold on a second. Give me a break. Hold on a second here. I've got to get all this stuff. I'm fervently working in my three. All right, let's see here. Hold on a second. I don't even know how any of this stuff works.
I have less.
Let me sign off, and then you can redirect to me. All right.
I have no clue.
Are you okay? Can you redirect to me?
Not at this moment.
But in a couple of moments, maybe.
I have no fucking clue.
You got hammered quick.
Okay.
I was like, you were just
Why don't
like
we just
normal.
say goodnight, kids? And we'll see
So
when
chat,
we see ya.
so chat, go over to Steve. Steve's gonna start a stream because he owes Brandon, and he's a good Catholic, and.
foes, axes high, shields strong. From distant lands we gather, hearts of fire all along. Oh, big Nick, cause we follow through the storm and through the fight. For Valhalla we will borrow strength and might under moonlight. Warriors of the ancient sea, songs of glory dark and bold. In the night, our spirits free, legends born, tales unfold. Oh, big because we follow through the storm and through the fight. For Valhalla we will borrow strength and might under moonlight. From horizons wild we roam, with thunder in our soul. Every battle brings us home to the stories ages told. Oh, big Nick, cause we follow through the storm and through the fight. For Valhalla we will borrow strength and might under moonlight. From horizons wild we roam, with thunder in our soul. Every battle brings us home to the stories ages told. Oh, big because we follow through the storm and through the fight. For Valhalla we will borrow strength and might under moonlight.